What is up, everybody? We are live for episode number 12 of Ripping the Silverback. Actually, what I'm going to do right now while I'm doing the intro is slightly change the intro. It's a lot going on in gaming that I for sure we're going to talk about today. And I'm putting that again in the title right now. But we'll get to all of that. First and foremost, got to introduce, of course, myself, Eric July. You know me, Young River 59, as well as my co-host, the Silverback himself. Brother, how you doing?
I'm doing good. It's gonna be a pretty busy few days coming up now.
Oh man, it is really, really busy. I feel like I'm gonna be so behind just on everything, but for a good reason, right? We got a lot going on.
If you want to tell me when Yaira's coming out, I can deal with that.
You can handle that while we're doing.
Yeah, I'm only looking out for you, bud.
I got you.
I'm only looking out for you, bud.
I got you. I appreciate that. As I always looking out. But speaking of, let's talk this real quick. So we have a big week this week, and we are going to be at MegaCon. Rippaverse will be there the entirety of it. You will see our team there starting tomorrow. A booth is there. It's booth 1074. We got merchandise, books, all that stuff. So no matter what day you come, we will be there doing our thing. MegaCon Orlando. So we have the booth. And this right here, what you guys are looking at is a rough sort of schedule of what we're going to be dealing with. Okay. Thursday, of course, the Saskas are going to be there. So if you guys want to meet them, you'll be able to meet them then. They will be kind of representing the Rippaverse there. Friday, I'll be appearing at some point. We got Epic Verse is going to be there. Mike, you can meet him and some of the teams. Mike Barron as well will be rolling in very early on, as well as some other members of our team. And then we got in the afternoon, Saskas. Saturday, though, is the big day. That's the day that everybody's looking forward to. I'll do a short meetup. Right after that meetup, heading over to the Rippaverse panel. Rippaverse panel, we're gonna be, let's just say you're gonna want to be at the panel. That's all I'm saying. You're gonna want to be at that panel. Trust me on this. Myself, the Saskas, Mike Barron. We're gonna be talking Rippaverse stuff, and that will be at 11:30. So during that window of time as well, like right after that, you have Star Wars Theory is going to be there. Saturday's just jam-packed. So Star Wars Theory is going to be there. We got Geeks and Gamers as well as that panel that we'll be having with them as well, which I'll be on. We got, in addition to Saskas, Mike will be there. Critical Drinker is going to be showing up as well. All that's happening on Saturday. So if you I only can do one day. That's what you need. That's the day you need to be there, Saturday. So be sure to be there on Saturday. Of course, Sunday we'll be back doing our thing as well. So just come hang out, grab some merchandise, come say what's up, meet myself, the rest of the Rippaverse team, and as well as some of our friends, man. We're going to be having a blast doing our thing, and I'm looking so forward to linking up with you guys there. So booth 1074, that thing will be live and popping the entire time. But also, if you want some merchandise, you want some books, be sure to be there. Saturday is going to be the place to be. Can't wait to see you guys. Someone asked in the chat, this is this weekend? This is tomorrow. Thursday as in tomorrow. Tomorrow, the booth is officially open. So we'll see you then. So thank you guys for all the love and support, man. I appreciate y'all so much, man. And I can't wait to meet you guys in Orlando. So there's a bunch of stuff happening right now in gaming. And before we do discuss some of the recent stuff, I would love to get Az's thoughts because he's in our sphere. He's one of the guys that is always streaming some type of game, and they're not all like AAA stuff, right? There's all sorts of different things that he's playing. So he at least has this, he has this, let's say, I say your hand on the pulse of sort of what's going on with the industry. And I would love your perspective. You're far more tapped in than I am. Definitely with you being like streaming as much as you've obviously done. But I mean, that was kind of would you argue like claim to fame? Definitely like with the Warcraft stuff, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's what. Yeah, the
that
video game stuff I've done predominantly throughout my YouTube life so
right.
far. Pop
So
culture only came in about 2020.
exactly. So you've been tapped in. We're in this funky era of the AAA games have they don't feel like AAA experiences. Let's just say that. It doesn't seem to be coming from. Yeah, you get some highly big budget stuff, and oftentimes it seems more than not they are landing. They are not landing. Excuse me. So my question is, what is your perspective? It's 2024. We just got the year popping off. How do you feel about the industry as a whole, as a gamer? Like, how do you feel about the actual industry?
The Western gaming industry is going to go through a very dark phase soon.
Okay.
I mean, it's already going into one, but it's been spared a lot of the current day shit that we've had in other industries. Now it's its turn. It's inevitable, and we're seeing so many things that have been put into place. Companies like Sweet Baby Inc., Race Hustlers, literally come in and blackface your video game. We'll take Norse mythology, we'll blackface it.
Yeah.
We'll take characters from Alan Wake 2. We'll blackface them.
I got such a kick out of watching you.
Oh hell yeah! Fuck that game. They've been instrumental in the Suicide Cucks Kill the Justice League,
which we are for sure going to be going into.
And they're also responsible for a story on Spider-Man 2, where Peter went, "I'm sorry, Miles, I'm too white. Please take over the franchise." And Miles Morales says, "That's cool. By the way, I'm Miles Morales." And he says, "I know. Spider-Man, pleased to meet you." So we are going through, particularly with narrative-based games, we are going through we're going to start going through a real dark patch. We've seen Bethesda's announcement of the Indiana Jones game. Well, it's going under the Bethesda banner. It's Machine Games that's making it, but Bethesda is the publisher, and Todd Howard's an executive producer, which means he's taking a paycheck for doing not a lot. We saw the guy, shaved hair, fucking Pride t-shirt, Pride pins, Quispin, double-barreled fucktard name. Went to private school probably. Had all sorts of things stuck in his rectum, and they're the people that are bringing one of the most masculine characters. Well, I mean, he was one of the, I think, males. I don't want to assume it's gender. True. But there was a lot of women telling us how men are. We can't do that the other way around. Remember, we're not allowed to do that the other way around. Apparently,
true.
We had Suicide Cucks, which we're going to go into, no doubt, and then the CEO of Rebel Wolves, which is the company that's making the Witcher remake. For CD Projekt Red, and Rebel Wolves is made up of former CD Projekt Red staff who've left, started Rebel Wolves. The CEO, he worked on The Witcher 2, he worked on The Witcher 3, and he actually did a good interview about changing outdated content. But he was talking about mechanics, he was talking about gameplay, he was talking about graphics. Everything that he spoke about, he personally spoke about, was actually game related. However, CD Projekt Red have come out with a video about a year or so ago that's absolutely downvoted into oblivion, where it looks like some sort of hostage video for BlackRock and Vanguard, because Vanguard, I did a little bit of research today. Kelsopre's Vanguard have a stakehold in CD Projekt Red.
Oh,
what a surprise!
Vanguard have just why on earth would they be investing in CGs? Who knows, man?
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe they love video games, hey?
Maybe, perhaps that's all that
Big
it is.
lover of video games. They just talk about ESG, inclusion and diversity. So I believe this guy. I believe this CEO from Rebel Wolves. I believe that he just wants to make a really modern, not current day, modern version of The Witcher, as in great gameplay, open world, change the mechanics, tweak the mechanics to make it. But I don't think CD Projekt Red, because it's going to go under their publishing. I don't think they are gonna come in and they are gonna modernize, aka current day, the social aspects of it, because that's all they talked about in their ESG: superficiality, social engineering. That's all it is. So yeah, I'm a little bit nervous to say the least about that. It's just a really uninspiring time. Most AAA companies are just safe now. Remake, sequel, remake, annual franchise. If you've seen, we'll talk about it, but if you've seen the monetization aspects of the Suicide Cucks, it's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. And you got people out there white knighting shields up for a corporation when they just spent $70 on a video game. And then they go, oh no, it's absolutely fine that there's $11 costume microtransactions on day one to go with the battle pass. Oh, shut the fuck up. On day one and all this nonsense. Although going back to The Witcher, just briefly going back to Witcher, one of my concerns about Rebel Wolves, though, is that NetEase do have a stake in them. And NetEase, of course, being NetEase and Tencent being the two big absolute pilers of microtransaction monetization dog shit into video games from China. So yeah, from an independent sphere, that's the most exciting time for me. Okay. To look at smaller companies putting stuff out, even if it's early access and they're working on it. You're just finding that you're having a lot more fun with those type of games. Modern games, they're just AAA, I should really say, style over substance for the most part, and even half the time then, most of the mechanics are broken, bugs, etc., through the wazoo. Or they could do what Blizzard did with Diablo 4, and that was just kill their game by alienating, or not alienating, literally getting rid of 99% of the fucking player base within just a couple of months because they wanted to completely slow everybody down and just made the game an absolute chore. That's where we are. Just give me an Eastern RPG and I'll be a happy boy. And then Power World. This is why Power World's one of the reasons, if you ask me, one of the reasons why Power World is just absolutely gone nuts. And that's because it's just fun. It's just a fun game. And that's all people want.
Man, it's funny how gaming is seeming to go through some of what we've seen. And look, it is the biggest industry. Let's just say that. So, of course, it was inevitable that it was going to. We saw these more obscure. I don't want to say obscure, but they are smaller in comparison, or pale in comparison, like comic books. And you felt that they were going to get the same treatment eventually, mainly because ideologues are. I think it's a combination of two different things for me. You have ideologues that, they look at things and they say, "What's the popular thing? I want to gravitate towards that popular thing, and I want to then make it about myself." And oftentimes, it comes with like properties that you've known and love. Sometimes it's just, it could be even new. Something that is high budget, that is going to be in your face, that people at least give the time of day because it looks good. With gaming being the biggest or largest like entertainment industry, right? It's not movies anymore. It's
no. It's 3 times bigger than movies.
Exactly. Of course, they was going to be attracted to those types. It was inevitable. We all knew that was going to happen. And when you have a combination of people that, well, the folks that are in control don't have any nutsack, right? It's not like they're going to sit there and you talk about the sweet babies and the of the world. Like it's funny, like the owners, stakeholders, whoever, shareholders, people that got some skin in the game, or the majority stakeholders that is, have some sort of skin in the game. It's not even that they like, hey, they infiltrate. It's almost like they invite these guys. And we saw this with the whole DIE thing, where it's like, I will bring you into my company to put forth fake programs,
Yeah.
right, within our company, so we can be better. Right?
And we can give you money for that.
Yeah, we'll pay you for it, right? We'll pay you for it. So it's a combination of ownership and as well as leadership getting cooked, right? And inviting this nonsense into their fold. And it's sort of and like they are locusts at the end of the day. And it seems like they've infected everything, right? And from the AAA experience, let me at least say that. Sure, people that are gaming out there are finding these sort of independent institutions, because I guess the means have been sort of decentralized there. You're starting to see a lot of people utilize these engines and come up with some pretty decent sort of games, but they're just not at the AAA level. It seems like the people that got all the bread to seemingly make something that is worth a damn, they're focused on the wrong things. I mean, I remember watching that Indiana Jones thing. I think one thing that you failed to mention about Weirdo with his haircut and his flag was that he mentioned that it was our chance to make Indiana Jones for the modern audience, modern
gaming audience,
modern gaming audience. Now, if you wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, you're like, well, maybe he means X, Y, and Z. But when you consider his role,
he means exactly what he's wearing on his fucking t-shirt. He means the fucking disaster, and I'm fucking bald. The disaster that is his hair. He's talking about the fucking his banner of awards which he won during the Great Pride Festival of 2023. That's what he's talking. That's who a modern gaming audience is.
That's what it is.
It's a small segment of them.
And understand what his role is, right? His role is like some narrative, senior narrative, or it's like that's what he's specifically over, right? The story aspect of it. So one can come to the conclusion, and we won't ever know until it actually comes out, that he's talking about what it is that we've been discussing this entire time, and that's the goofy shit, right? And it's like, bro, I'm on the outside looking in. I'm looking at economic opportunities. I'm like, man, how many comics do I gotta sell to get into gaming, right? And do the same damn thing that we've done in comics, in gaming, and give people something it is to be enthusiastic about, which is decent, fun experiences without all the bullshit, right? That seems to be just what the general audience of gamers want. But this is my opinion on it, and you can of course chime in. For me, I believe that these guys, they have. Let me say this: just like comics, right? Where I've bitched and moaned about the stuff that has been in it, and it did extend beyond just what was simply like social justice and all that. I had issues with continuity stuff. Same thing can be said with gaming for me, right? My issues have been the dumbed down experiences of a lot of these more AAA games. Okay. I don't like them. I've talked about the hand holding, the dumbing things down, and it seems that the appeal is to the lowest common denominator, right?
Gaming journalists.
Yes. And understand, and we haven't. I'm glad that we're talking about it now, because you and I haven't had a chance to even entertain that. That's one of the things that people watch me back in the Gap when I was really playing and covering games. That's what I would talk about all the time. I'd be like, look, it doesn't make for in my honest opinion, a better experience just because a game can be accessible. And I'm not talking about like colorblind
Sure,
settings,
I know. Yeah.
right? Accessible to as many people as possible, right?
No, it makes it
I
worse.
so you're where I'm at with
Yeah.
that, right? Where it's nothing wrong with something having a target audience. I think we've seen it with a lot of what FromSoft where it has done, and there it's like the game is the game, right? There's some people are not going to be able to get a certain experience from it. I remember with Hollow Knight, we talked about this. There was some chick ranting about it. I believe that was the game, and she's like, "Oh man, this is so difficult. What if I just want to experience the story and all this other stuff?" And I'm like,
"Better get good."
Well, for sure, get good. That's my opinion. But I'm like, this is who these people are trying to appeal to, or these developers, right? And I don't know if it's coming from like the top down type of situation where they're saying you need to make the game with this type of gamer in mind. I don't know, maybe potentially. But yeah, it sucks because I guess they're looking at it like we can make the most money, which you think a game like Elden Ring disproved all of that, right? But they look at it like we can make the most money by making the easier games that are really dumbed down. A lot of them can be interactive movies sometimes.
Yeah, sure.
That sort of thing. And that seems to be more of the appeal than the actually I got a controller in my hand. I'm on a mouse and keyboard. I'm playing the actual game. I am actually it's a game. It's still games. Yes, maybe story can be important for some people, but at the end of the day, you're still playing a game. If I just wanted to watch a movie and experience that, I just watch a movie, right? I'm playing a game. I'm playing a game to play a game, right? So I think that what's happening is that they've appealed to the lowest common denominator. They're trying to make these games as accessible as possible to a demographic of people that they're not. A lot of them, I'm not trying to sound elitist here, but I think it would be safe to say a lot of the appeal is not to actual game. When I think of a gamer, I think of someone that like that is their hobby, right? Like if I'm using that term, right? There are people that play games and then there are gamers, right? I'm not trying to sound like a dick there, but I think they're making games for people that play games as opposed to, or people that maybe will play games as opposed to gamers. And I think that's why you're getting such mundane experiences, even with games that have so much money pumped into it. I think Starfield may be the latest example of that, right?
200 million.
Right? Where they sunk so much money into it. And yeah, if people were able to get past the fact of, or actually listen to what Az was saying after 8 hours into the game, where he's talking about how this is a mundane, boring experience just as a game.
Yeah,
As a general game, this wasn't the next generation game that it was made out to be. It was just not that. It wasn't that. It ended up not being that. So I think with and that's why you're not getting the envelope pushed. It's like everybody's waiting on GTA now, right? It does seem to be that like GTA is the one game that seems that from a AAA game that is a next generation game, right? Like think about that. Like and chat, you can do it too. Conceptualize that, right? What has been the next generation experience? We haven't got it. It was originally supposed to be we're talking about CD Projekt Red, Cyberpunk. And even if it got, people feel like it got better because of they finally fixed bugs and all this stuff. It was a better experience. Let's say that I accept it, even though I think that is largely overstated. People go watch my review. You know how I feel about that damn game. I think that's a largely overstated. But as a game, it's the same shit. Like it's not like it pushed the envelope. It wasn't this sort of life simulator next generation experience that we've got. What was the latest? Even though we're spending more money than they've ever spent on these damn games, and probably bringing in more money than they've spent, or bringing in more money than they've ever brought in, we're not getting experiences that are the next gen experiences. It's the same shit with a bunch of money, with $200 million pumped into it.
From a developer's standpoint, they contradict themselves all the time. They say we need to make games accessible, so they put in literally journalist mode, and then I'll put different difficulty levels, and they'll say, well, if you want a challenge, you play on this difficulty. If you just want to experience the story, you play on this difficulty. Developers also then turn around with the other side of the mouth and say, players always gravitate to the path of least resistance. So you are literally saying most players then are just going to gravitate towards I'll just fucking smash through because there's so many other games. I'll just fucking smash through this and then I'll get on to the next one. Is that really how the game was intended to be played?
That's a good point, man.
I don't think so.
That's a good point.
I don't think in any capacity that's the way it's done. We are going through. We are sacrificing gameplay all over the place now for cutscenes. For Troy Baker to come on in a mocap suit and say, "I do every voice in every game, and yet I somehow managed to slightly alter my voice to make it sound like a different character because I'm an actor." Scene. That's what we get. And when we see the behind the scenes, what do we tend to get? Oh, mocap suit actors. The director of the video game pretending fake director, desperate to get the call from Hollywood to come on and take your franchise, and we'll put it on the screen and we'll turn everybody a different color and allow them to place their genitalia into different holes. And they'll go, yes, that's all I ever wanted. And they'll destroy their franchises for that. But we don't get, like, Tomb Raider, for example, great game when they start, back in the 1997 or whatever it was when it started to come out, because there was just it's great gameplay. Lara Croft had great gameplay, great movement, great jumping, great bouncing through combat. She could bounce left, bounce right, bounce back, flip, still while shooting, all this. So you had the way that she would traverse, small jumps, larger jumps, getting the running, the jumping, the grabbing, the everything, the little secrets. Gameplay. Now it's an interactive movie. And the gameplay seems to be a means to an end to get to the next cutscene. And it's being highly sacrificed. If you want to make a movie, just make a movie.
That's what
if you want to make an animated movie, just make an animated movie. But these games are getting more and more boring. And if you've seen cutscenes, for example, from the Suicide Squad, holy shit, the writing is fucking dog shit.
So it's not even good, right?
No, it's absolute fucking dog shit, like pathetic. But this is what you get when you have a company like Sweet Baby Inc., where it's got a bunch of fucking window lickers who have no fucking real clue. You maybe have a couple of people that got some experience in the industry, but experience in writing at the highest level? Nah. You got a bunch of people that could point to the white guy at the development company, go, you see that character there? You see that person there? Yeah, make them black. Oh, okay. ESG. That's you can put that. Brilliant. That white fucking blonde, blue-eyed Scandinavian woman, yeah, she's black now.
Because of reasons.
Why? ESG. Oh, yes, she is. Yes, as we always intended, apart from when she was white.
Yeah.
And Scandinavian and blonde and blue-eyed, like a typical Scandinavian. But now we've got a black Scandinavian because it's much more socially acceptable. And by socially acceptable, ESG, please BlackRock, please Vanguard, don't tank my stock. That's a lot of what we've got in the West, and it's in gaming, and it's in movies, and it's all over the fucking place.
Yeah,
and it's just this in comics as well. It's a joke. Comics are a fucking joke.
Oh man,
toys are a fucking joke. Everything is just a fucking joke now. oh no, we can't have a character saying this sexist line, but we can have Harley Quinn grab Deadshot's fucking anus in Suicide Squad, even though he says don't touch, don't touch, don't touch. It's like, well, you say don't touch, and that just makes me want to touch. So she goes, grabs his anus. What if that was the other way around?
Sounds like sexual assault.
It is sexual assault. At least that's how it'd be portrayed if it was the other way around.
Yeah.
But it's one rule for thee and another for me. And when you have a bunch of fucking cat piss stinking feminists, you know, that live off the same food that they feed their felines, this is the type of level of crap that you get. Yeah. All of this, legit, I know I'm going to sound like her now, but it's true. All the seeds were planted back with Anita Sarkeesian. Because remember, she was the one that was being invited into BioWare and consulting on games.
Yeah.
And saying, this is what you should be doing. The big example, Mass Effect Andromeda. They invited Anita Sarkeesian in to talk to them about the game. They hired a bunch of fucking activists who had no fucking clue what they were doing.
And they're not interested in the hobby at all. Like,
no.
And
then they gave them an engine which they hadn't even fucking worked out.
And that's the problem. Like, from a business perspective, it's like, if you get blindsided, which you shouldn't, right? That's one thing, right? And then you can at least deal with it, or at least you should have something in play that allows you in place to deal with that problem if it becomes a problem like that, right? But that's different from what it is that is taking place in not just gaming, but and obviously in comic books. They invited these fuckers in.
Yes.
And they didn't have a nutsack to say, okay, fuck off. Like,
because sheep were inviting the wolves in.
Yeah.
That's why. And then the wolves just went, oh, I'm going to fucking eat you all. And you're going to pay me for it.
Yeah, you're going to pay me to fuck your shit up. That's what's going to happen. You're going to pay me to fuck your shit up. And this is
why. That is the mantra of Sweet Baby Inc.
Yes, you pay me for I'll fuck it up. That should be your new like slogan. Sweet Baby, if you're watching this,
we will fuck up your shit.
There you go. You got that one for free for sure. But seriously, it's like, bro, I don't know what happened to, like, because you used to think of like people that were capitalistic minded, like that was part of it, right? You be rough around the edges. You have owners that give a fuck, and sometimes they got to be the bad guy. So when they see someone that's coming in with bad intentions, they tell them to go fuck themselves, right? Like, there's none of that's happening, right? There's none of that. That conversation doesn't seem. It's like, hey, oh, you're here to fuck shit up. Okay, here's a key card to the entire fucking building. Do whatever it is that you need to do. And we'll check back in later, instead of having definitely
before you go, come back and let me thank you.
Yeah, before you leave, after you done burnt this motherfucker to the ground, before you leave, I got your paycheck waiting for you. So come holler at me, and I want to look you in the eyes, give you the money, and thank you for burning my shit to the ground. Right?
Sorry, I can't accept that, Eric. I don't think any of these people are capable of looking another human being in the eye.
That's a good point.
Sorry, I need to look at the ground. Sorry.
That's a good point. That's not anything that they can do. But I think that's it's funny. I think this story, this goes, I think applies, let's say that, to so many different entertainment industries. It's like the ownership, the leadership has lost its way. So while it's easy, and maybe we should rag on these individuals, and it's not like they're doing it in secrecy anymore. If you wanted to make the argument like, oh, well, it's the communist sort of infiltration, they kind of mask, and you got blindsided, I'll accept that, right? These people are telling on themselves. They're like, yeah, I am here to do exactly this, right? Like to hyper focus on things that have nothing to do with merit, right? Hyper focus on sexuality, hyper focus on whatever gender bullshit, hyper focus. That's what I'm here to do with your product, right? They tell you that. And it's like, instead of having someone, and this is where leadership is supposed to come in, ownership is supposed to come in, and they're supposed to say, hey, I don't know how you got here, but get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. You're not doing it here, right? You do it on your own watch, but you're not going to be doing it here. That is completely lost. And I think that's where independency, right? And that's the advantage that it has, because now you almost expect this because they invited it in, right? How many AAA studios, major corporate entities, major entertainment studios have DIE like departments? That's a recent phenomenon, right?
Mhm.
That is a relatively new thing. That
It's a
has not
hustle.
always
It's
been a thing. Now it is.
legit grift.
Yes, it popped up out of nowhere. Now you have all these people. These are fake jobs. They're not real. They've, of course, it's probably full fucking degrees surrounding these fake ass jobs, in which people are being hired to develop programs to fuck the companies from within. And
Yes.
there is nobody that is there saying, you know what, you're not going to do that here.
No, they're agreeing with it. They're nodding and say, do it.
Do it, please. We're inviting you. They'll put it on their website, right? They'll put it on their web. So and so corporation, DEI or DIE program, and what it is that they'll do a full, heavily produced, overproduced video.
Yeah, great news. We got rid of 25% of our white workforce, and we've brought in a whole new diverse workforce, and it looks really fucking stunning and brave. Wonderful. What did that 25% of the white workforce do? Oh, they fucking made everything work.
They had talent, actually.
Right. And these ones, I mean, the brown.
Yeah, at least. Hey, but did it make the product better? Are they better than the ones you let? What product? It seems like it's the question that they've
only crashed 4 planes. Only 4 today in the last hour. In the last 10 minutes. That's it.
That's it.
But they went down with pride flags flying.
At least they were stunning and brave as but no, it's not merit based, and it's a bunch of dumb shit that's being focused on. And I think that's why you're getting the mundane experiences that you're getting. And yes, it's across the board. I know we're talking about gaming right now. We can have the same exact conversation in comics. It's like, bro, these people are complete ideologues, and they're not, we've talked to Chuck Dixon, you and I, and we talked about his experience with like working with as editor Denny O'Neil, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
For those of you that don't know, O'Neill's is a fucking leftist, right? Like there's no secret about that, right? He is a full-blown leftist. Somehow he was able to work with Chuck because they were professionals back then, and that's how they ran the company. Mm-hmm. Where essentially, okay, we are where we're at. That has nothing to do with what it is that we're producing. We can be cordial. We can get along. Hell, in some cases, maybe they argue some of them are friends, right? And they're able to produce good work. That is non-existent right now, because what happens is people are putting above everything else ideology. In some case, maybe it's political, maybe it's on some social issues, gender bull, whatever it may be. That's their leader, right? That's who they have pledged allegiance to. Anything else that gets in the way of that is a problem. So they'll root that up out of the company before they actually leave that stuff at the door. And that's why you're getting for mundane experiences. And what I reject is that you have people that think like, well, this has nothing to do with like these companies and where it is that they're going. But I believe it all trickles down, right? When you are focusing on it, just even from your hiring practices, right? When you are focusing on ideology in some way, even if you can make the argument some of these guys are maybe qualified, but even like and I'm using this as an example, it's a dangerous one, but I think it's prevalent in other entertainment companies. But you remember we had what's that? I can't remember. I think it was United Airlines.
Yes.
And the guy that said, the CEO, he's like, yeah, man, we're working hard with our upcoming class of pilots or whatever. 50% of them, it used to be like in the tens. We're dedicating like 50% of the new class is going to be basically not white. Is essentially not white men. Is essentially what it is that he was saying. And I'm like, the fuck? Like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything here? Now, that's a dangerous example because it's like, okay, you're going to end up getting somebody killed over prioritizing that. But we see that.
Good luck with those lawsuits.
Yeah, exactly. But you see that also with entertainment, just in general, right? Where it's like these people are focused on it's disparity, right? It's like, well, this is the current makeup, and it's full of white people, and they're bad for some reason.
I know I am.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So we need to change that. And now we're gonna have black and brown and all other colors and shit, and somehow that's gonna make our product better when it doesn't. It makes for a shitty product, and that attitude is trickling all the way from the top on down, and you're gonna feel it within your company. These are and look, I believe that leaders have to set the tone, right? And what the fuck is the tone for these AAA studios? It seems like DIE and other bullshit that has absolutely nothing to do with actually making games that are entertaining, right? That's not that seems to be a little bit of the focus. Is the game is just a game, it's a means to an end. Everything else, though, that type of stuff is important. You turn on, I mean, the first things that you see that you want to see when you play a COD game is hey man, you promise to not be toxic.
Code of conduct.
Yeah, you promise to not be toxic, right?
You promise to not say faggot. What?
you promised, and if you do, you might have paid for this game, but your account is
when in the lobby. Can you please only say 2 N-words a day?
To keep it to a minimum, please. Yeah. And I mean, I just can't imagine that, man. I done got off a long day's work, and I'm ready to pop this game in, and wham! It's like, what the fuck is this? Like, what? Why would I don't care about this, and an average gamer doesn't. They did that, and they do that type of stuff to check a box and a virtue signal among their peers. That's it.
Remember, Dr. Disrespect has had to take like 2 week bans from Call of Duty for trash talking.
And it's mild trash talk.
Oh god, yeah. He, when he's doing it, he's giving a little bit of sass.
Yeah, that's
like I want to take you into a Modern Warfare 2 lobby. Come here, link hands. Come on, I want to take you in. I want to take you. No. You ain't going. You ain't fucking going. Come on. Yeah, sit down. Sit your fucking ass down. Listen to this. You're gonna hear 58 fucking N-words in the first hour, mate.
Man, that's right. I mean, it was not a COD night, man. If I didn't walk right into that first lobby, pregame lobby, and it wasn't in bombs being dropped, I didn't feel at home.
Left, right, center.
I didn't feel at home, man. It was not COD unless some idiotic kid is sitting there calling me all kinds of stuff, and I ain't even opened my mouth yet. I ain't even said nothing, and I'm already like, that was the experience. And those were great days.
And that's just the black people.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It was so good. It was so good. And those were the days, and now it's everybody's being coddled. And I think that has to do with, again, gaming has widened in terms of its reach. And these guys, instead of looking at it like, okay, what made gaming interesting, they look at it like, oh, now we have this responsibility to do this shit that nobody cares about.
It's all nanny state shit.
For sure.
This is what happens when you have a nanny state.
Yeah.
It filters down into everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now COD lobbies are going to be
why you can get these people's political positions. It doesn't take without them even saying anything. You can go by their actions. I know where you're at on things. Yeah, for sure. It's nanny statism. 100%. That's putting it perfectly. These guys are 100% nanny statist. And this is what it is. Like, it sucks. That you're definitely, if you come from the previous era, and I hate to be that guy all back in my day type of shit, but yeah, it's clearly a different experience in gaming right now versus in years and decades past, right?
But the meritocracy, to go to what you said, the meritocracy doesn't care what color you are.
True.
It doesn't care what race you are. It doesn't care what sexuality you are, what religion you are. It doesn't give a shit. The meritocracy is only concerned about one thing. Are you fucking good enough?
That's it. Simple as that.
I don't care if DC wanted 10 artists to come in and all 10 were trans, but they were the best people for the job.
Yeah.
If they're the best people for the job because their art is fucking amazing, you hire them.
Yeah.
That's as simple as that. That's called merit.
No.
But when you start fucking around with all this bullshit, all this ESG bullshit, you are literally showing the world how racist, sexist, and homophobic you are.
Yeah.
And what a massive bigot you are.
Yeah.
That's all that this is doing. It's so ironic that everything that they're claiming to champion, they are displaying their own phobia against it.
100%. I agree. That's putting it perfectly.
And it's never sustainable because we've seen the collapse of comics. We've seen the collapse of the film industry now because they've gone into this. White and pale, was it? Male and pale is stale. Is the buzz term which is going around? Yeah, which is going around Hollywood right now. You know,
unbelievable.
I said, gay and black is whack, but I mean, I don't know if that's going to catch on because if you put it to a different color or a different race, then you're a racist or a sexist or a homophobe now.
Yes, absolutely.
But it's okay to discriminate against fucking crackers. Fuck those fucking fuck them honkies, you know. Come on.
Like man, it is such a, you know, I guess my perspective has changed. Not changed, been more validated than anything, especially with the start of something like the Rippaverse, right? So I understand, like, it, you know, when you're dealing with a lot of money and you're dealing with business, and you got to learn to say no. You got to learn to pick your spots. You got to understand like what's important. You got to understand what's bullshit. You know what I mean? And you got to, that's part of the talent there, right? In running a business. And just to see, as I was talking about earlier, so many, it seems like, again, for lack of better terms, cooked leadership, right? That don't know how to lead, like, at all. Like what you bring up about, okay, I have this position, okay? And this, by the way, this used to be a thing. This used to be a thing. Like when it did, that other stupid shit didn't matter, right? When you see an actor that was, I don't know, maybe in Lord of the Rings and he was gay and nobody gave a shit, right? Because that had nothing to do with what they were portraying at all, because that wasn't why they were brought on. It's back, you know, back when, again, back in our days, that's what it was. Who gave a shit? But the difference between today's age and the previous is that, well, they don't know how to leave it they are incapable of leaving that shit at the door. Mm-hmm. It's impossible for them. They are so ideologically obsessed that has to be part of the work it is that they are doing. And like we were talking about earlier, that's why they're being brought in some cases, in a lot of cases, if not most, where it's like, we're bringing you in to do this dumb shit. So when you get someone like a Vita Ala doing Static, like,
they're static, all right.
And then we get Suicide Squad. And this is in the game. This is in the game, right? This is the shit that I'm talking about. Like, it's like, what the
what is heroic?
By the way, can you read that flag to me? What's this yellow? What is that?
We welcome all heroes.
But this is a new flag. I haven't seen that shit.
This is the Nazi swastika. Okay.
That's
Hitler back in the 30s. Rose to power, and his socialist party. His socialist party, made this flag. Oh no! Wait, hold on. Oh no, it's the Pride and Trans flag.
Okay.
Yeah, that circle there is a little escape hatch for for legitimate LGB people to run out of if they can get out of that.
I would love to know the conversation that when that's you're in a development cycle. I would love to know whose idea the fucking was, or if it was Sweet Baby said, "Hey, just fucking do it," and the dev was like, "This is stupid. Doesn't even make sense."
I'll tell you exactly how the conversation went.
How did it go?
No, legitimately as well. Right, Suicide Squad. They're gonna go into the subway, and which is gonna lead to the next segment for the fight. And then somebody just goes, where you've got the banners at the top which say like so and so say station or blah blah blah, and you're like, yeah, trans flags, and everyone just went.
Everybody got
yes, put it in.
like fucking seals, like seals.
Lock it in. Like Adam fucking Sexler clapping Frost.
Amazing.
Do it. Yeah, but we need to get the gameplay loop going. Fuck the gameplay loop.
What
Get
is
a
gameplay?
fucking flag up.
Oh, gameplay. This is a game. What game? What game? Put that in. Ship it right immediately. Right, like ship that shit. But that's what I'm talking about. It's like, and I'm gonna ask you this. It's not even a tongue-in-cheek question. I want you to ask it legitimately. I want you to answer it legitimately.
Oh boy.
Okay. Did adding that improve the game? Improve the experience of the game?
Yes.
For Mahler, maybe when he gets to that spot.
I felt so represented. I tell you what, that's going around Twitter right now. Different angles of it.
And by the way, in this part, I don't know if the chat, I don't know if you know, ask. In this part, is this like, okay, you can't not see it. Like you have to. This is like.
I think it's a. Yeah, I think it's
like
an area you
the
have
game
to go.
Is gearing, leading you towards that direction, and you have to, in order to advance, you have to go through that spot. So you have to. Every gamer that's playing this game has to see that shit.
Yeah, this is one of the most humbling and amazing things. So here's another angle of it. When you're in the subway, there's Harley and there's "We welcome all heroes." If I just go back, I am so fucking proud.
You should be
to be associated with these are the people who are trying to stick it to
and
me.
Like what? Is this supposed to be a dunk?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I beast as fuck. This is the proudest. I'm going to show my fucking grandkids this. Back when I was in the trenches during the fucking trans wars of 24.
doing the trans wars.
Yeah. When I was in the fucking trenches. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever been associated to fight against. Every time one of these fucking stupid fucking things goes up. Oh, and by the way, now that it's in the game, why does it matter?
Every time.
Why does it matter? That's because it's in for you.
What's the big deal? This is such a small thing. It's significant. It's like, shut the fuck up.
All right, we'll take it out then. No.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. How about this? Let the mods take it out. What'll happen next is I'm pretty sure
my account's banned for life.
Yeah. What do you mean?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
It's so insignificant that you will be banned if you try to mod that out of the game.
Well, you know what that is, though, don't you? We all know what that is. That is the tithe. The tithe that they're paying to the woke mob. This is our pledge of allegiance. This is our on our knee. This is our bending knee. This is our Wakanda forever.
Yeah.
This is what it is. It's nothing but just a signal that we're allies, and please don't cancel us.
That's all it is. It's a signal, and it's to the peers. It's to, like I said, nobody's gonna see that and be like, "Oh man, this really enhanced my experience playing this game."
I know I couldn't have got through it, even though I didn't
It made
play
it
it
more
without playing
immersive.
it. Mm.
It made it just so much more immersive.
Do you know what Gotham City is really known for? It's inclusivity.
Oh my God, it is so gay. Like everything is gay. And again, it's the problem is, and I want people to understand this. It's like we know why they're doing it, but the fact that these ideologues, these that are so obsessed with making sure that their personal social views and political views are known, they allow it to get in the way of work. And I think that's the important distinction from yesteryear and the modern day, right? Current day. That's the big differentiation, is that when it was merit based, yes, surely you would end up getting people that may have been part of obscure communities, if you will, maybe into some shit, whatever that may be. But it didn't get in the way of work, right? And it wasn't. They didn't feel like, well, now that I'm here, I have to make my work about that. Now we have effectively like this sort of cultural sort of hijacking where these people are getting in the positions, and sometimes, oftentimes, maybe they are welcomed in, and then they take what already exists and make it worse because just to signal. And often it's to their peers, or maybe it's more narcissistic than that, and it's more
100
self-validation, right?
100. It's the narcissism.
So I wouldn't be at all surprised if the person that, and it's not like we'll ever know, whoever came up with that idea as we're building out our world here.
Legit question to you.
Yeah.
Does that build empathy for that community?
No.
No, of course it doesn't.
No.
Because when people are screaming and shouting and telling you to respect this and respect that, and we need to have 58 months, a month, fucking by a month, of course, we mean 365 a year.
Yeah, like, by month it means every
all
day.
Of it they become, and it becomes obnoxious as fuck.
It becomes,
and ironically, it's a tiny fraction of the actual people.
Yeah.
The actual legitimate people.
Yeah.
I know gay people, they fucking hate this shit.
Yeah.
They absolutely 100%. Fucking abhor this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they are so fucking sick and tired of it. And they tell us, they go, this is setting us back. And it is setting them back.
Right.
If you want to build empathy, then you have to create a situation for that empathy to mature, to actually hit home. The Witcher 3. Mm-hmm. What year did that come out? 2013, 14, 15, whatever. Let's say around about there, right? There's a very tiny little story. Very tiny little story where Geralt has to go and find a huntsman who lives outside of the village, and he needs him to help him track something down.
Mm-hmm.
So when Geralt goes to the huntsman, you go out into the woods and you can have a conversation. And you discover that the huntsman lives out away from everyone else because he was outed as gay.
Mm-hmm.
And he himself was perceived in their eyes as a monster for being gay. And when you do something like that, and you put it into a kind of a very natural situation where it goes through, because I think they were talking about monsters, and he sort of mentions being a monster, and it sort of doesn't say the actual words, it alludes to what had happened, you know. Then that sort of gives you sympathy towards that character. Been ostracized, been put out there. That gives you empathy. The story has organically made you empathize towards that character and the situation they've gone through because of the world that exists, the world that they live in.
Right.
When you start to make these unnatural. This fucking white European, fucking Eastern European 11th century fucking place is now incredibly stunningly diverse. Like the Witcher TV show, you had that ridiculous scene at the beginning, the girls telling fucking Geralt, I'm a fucking feminist in this tiny little fucking mud shit, you know. Women could do things, why am I being held back? Geralt kills the monster, he's going into collector's reward, and there they are. The fucking woman is giving barking orders to the barman, and the pub itself full of all kinds of different pigmentations of skin, and very open, you know, clearly feminist guys, clearly very inclusive, you know, with all the different pigmentations. And then Geralt like comes in to hand over the head and get his reward. He's just like, we don't like your fucking sort around here, Witcher. Wait, what the fuck are you talking about?
What is this?
You got fucking pride flags behind your fucking bar. You know, you got your United States of Benetton over there, and but I come in and you're like, oh no, Witcher's a monster. It doesn't work. It doesn't sit right.
Unnatural. It's
because corny. you see all this fucking diversity around there, which doesn't fit it'd be exactly the same if I was in Africa. If I was in fucking Africa in 12th century, 13th century, I expected there to be fucking Chinese people in the tribes.
Right.
Or fucking white guys walking around. All right there? Yeah, you doing all right? Yeah? How's the fucking jungle treating you? Is it all right? Yeah. You know, it'd be stupid.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid. You want to do things with black characters, right? You want to do something like that. Stop fucking inserting it into places that they wouldn't naturally be.
Man.
Why? You can create all kinds of fantasy, all kinds of realms, everything. You're only limited by your imagination.
Yeah. That's been
you could create whole kingdoms, and it would be organic because of the natural environment that they're in. It makes sense that they would be in. But no. It's about supplanting history, revisionist history.
That's all it's ever been. This is why the tokenization thing, and you know, people that when I was watching a lot of the modern sort of media that was coming out, I talk about this stuff so much. Even if you take something as simple as Little Mermaid, there are African mythologies, right, or based on Africa. There's mermaids based on African sort of mythology, right, and folk tales, right. It's all there, right. And instead of entertaining those, what is the cheap way that they do this? They go about this whole stupid shit. Well, we'll take what has historically been white, which, I mean, you look at the Little Mermaid, not just in Disney sense, but in like the Danish fairy tale. I don't know.
Sure.
Danish fairy tale sounds pretty white to me. It's probably very close to Norse mythology as far as white as it needs to be. This is why I took exception to, I don't care how much people like Idris Elba. I think it's fucking stupid that it's Hemdall. Like, I think that was retarded. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it doesn't. It just doesn't make any sort of sense. But instead of entertaining those stories that are, you know, there for them, especially if they want stories that are given to them, right? Because they've already been told, they're part of history, if you will, and folks' lore, like it's already there. You can entertain that if that's something that you want to do. But no, instead, what we get is sometimes it's fictional, but as we've seen as of recent, sometimes it's not. It's like actual historical figures now, and their adaptations are races that historically were not around during those periods of time in that area, and that's a factual statement, right?
Yeah, there's a whole generation of little black girls now that are going to grow up thinking they can swim. How fair is that, Eric?
Well, I could swim like a dolphin, me, or like the African, I guess, mythology. I could swim like Little Mermaid. Let's say that. Don't have a fin or whatever the shit is, right? But yeah, it's like it's such a gay fucking approach to entertainment. I'm sorry, I can't call it anything else. To entertainment because it's so. So someone said, "Yes, I can sing too." So I'm probably more. I don't know if what's a Halle Bailey. I don't know if she
Something
can.
like that.
I imagine she can actually swim, right? What would that be, right? If they put her in that role and she couldn't swim, like legitimately. I don't know how the film was shot, so I'd imagine she can at least do something, right? Swim. But yeah, I can sing and swim too. But no, seriously, it's like it's so fucking gay that they approach entertainment through these cheap sort of tokenization, and it looks cheap, like what we just saw. It looks cheap. Like it's like, okay, the subway is gay. Why is the subway gay anyway? Or wherever they're going, it's a subway, right? Like wherever they're going to get to the next spot.
But it's not that. But I really take too much to accept. Well, it's just stupid. It's what the fucking words say. Welcome all here. We welcome all heroes. What?
Yeah,
what's heroic about being a fucking gobshite demanding that
in any context that is retarded going there? It's just stupid. Because and the reason why, as we've been talking about this entire time, because it's only there to check a box, or maybe it's there to simply validate the opinions or ideology of the person that argued that it should be there, right? It's, hey man, this will make us look stunning and brave. We'll probably be nominated for a GLAAD award, if that means anything, by making the subway gay.
Did you say GLAAD? Or
Yeah.
did I miss it? Okay.
Yeah, the GLAAD award.
Thought I misheard for a second.
Well, I mean, if it was a proper nation or a proper society, yeah, we'd be calling it the Film Actors Guild Award, for sure, 1000%. I'm not sure how YouTube feels about us and the monetization of us if I did call it that. I don't know.
You better not then.
It probably would have been more accurate for Gotham though if they did say that.
Yes, it probably would. Yeah. I mean, I could understand if it was servicemen or fucking firefighters.
Yeah.
Or the fucking police or something. Hey, you spend the whole day on Twitter demanding people call you this name. You're a hero. Nah, not so much.
They gotta tell themselves they're hero. That's now the more that I think about it, the gayer it gets, because it's like, first of all, what it says doesn't make any sense in any sort of context that it's there. No. And it's like, I guess the whole point of it being there is like, hey, we want to be able to tell gay people that they can be heroes too. And it's just like the corniest way to go about that gay shit. Like
being gay and heroicism.
They have nothing to do with each other.
They have nothing to do.
They have nothing to do with each other.
Nothing to do whatsoever with each other.
Completely irrelevant. Like, but I mean, we are.
You taking up the chocolate starfish? You could be a hero. How does that fucking make any sense?
So gay, man.
Do you scissor your timbers? Well, guess what? You can go out there and be a good one.
You can be heroic, man. Oh, it's so gay and it's so retarded, man. But
you put your dick in a vagina, no, you can't.
Yeah, it's oh man, it's so gay. Like seeing, I saw that go around. I didn't even bother to look into it because it's like it's so stupid. But all right, like, have you got to, speaking of, have you got to get into any of like the, I've only watched let me say this. I watched a couple. I watched Lejeune play it a little bit, and I watched Mauler play it.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
As far as these, obviously the cut scenes, like you have, I know the one that really is pissing people off. There's two of them actually. I saw one is more story element with the whole Batman situation, right?
Oh.
So were those leaks like entirely accurate?
Yeah,
like entirely. Like it was right on the money.
Yeah. Boomerang gets his dick out and pisses on the Flash.
That one, that was.
And then they all talk about how he's got a big dick. while he's urinating on the Flash. Batman gets executed by Harley Quinn, tied up and executed by Harley Quinn. Kevin Conroy's last ever voiceover about. Oh, it
sucks. So when you put it
absolutely.
in that
Wonder Woman dies heroically, killing Superman. Heroically. I think they had to diversify the Justice League, so they have Jon Stewart's Green Lantern.
Oh, Hal's nowhere to be.
No, Hal too white.
Ah, yeah, true.
Hal too white.
They didn't have gay. Well, they could have put Alan Scott there at least.
He was too busy sucking off male prostitutes in a truck stop. This guy's dick accidentally fell into my mouth. I best get sucking, eh? That'll be the dumb thing.
Oh man, Tim Sheridan.
And then Killer
and King
Sharp. All right, yeah. Elton John.
And
mad love. Stigmas, man. You gotta stop fucking stigmatizing that age shit, man. Come on, dude. I got a $5 with your name on it if you stop. King Shark puts on the Green Lantern ring and immediately becomes the Green Lantern, because apparently that's how Green Lantern rings work now.
That was the one that I saw. Yeah, I didn't get it.
Harley Quinn sexually assaults Deadshot, who's and they're running with the race change Deadshot, by the way.
Yeah, that's which again proves me right on everything that I've talked about with race changing, but true. That is a good point. It makes no sense that they know what they're doing. It often, even if they tokenize in a live action or gaming setting, they're going to try to do it elsewhere in other platforms, or excuse me, on other platforms. Maybe it's a comic book, maybe it's another game, or whatever it may be. So I was for sure right on that. It's interesting. So as we talked about before, and the amount of money that gets poured into these games, right, and the story elements, and that part, even though yes, gameplay rules overall, but they spend all this money on that part, and it sucks. The story is and look, I get it. This is what people are gonna say. Well, the name of it is, Justice, Suicide Squad kills the Justice League or whatever it may be. So it's supposed to be edgy, and you're supposed to see your beloved heroes get fucked up.
Don't you love that?
Whose idea was that? That's my question from a creative standpoint. Like, hey, you guys, all these characters that you guys love, right? And really, Suicide, which I never look. I'm okay with villains being cutthroat, right? Like that's whatever to me. But when you have characters like Superman, Batman, I mean, these are characters that are part of the fabric of American culture.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing people want to see, and it's like you're controlling these characters, right? Is the characters that you're controlling pissing on your beloved heroes?
Literal pissing.
Like, yeah, we're not talking like taking a piss. We're like, yeah, we are talking taking a piss, but in the literal sense.
Figuratively and literally.
Yes.
Taking a piss.
Taking a piss. I want to know, and I would love to know whose bright idea that was.
This was meant to be a Superman game. That was the initial idea, was to make a Superman game. I don't know whose idea it was to change from a Superman game to, hey, let's kill the Justice League.
That's such a shift.
Yeah, it's a slight polar shift,
slight deviation, just a little bit of one.
We could have a truth, justice in the American way. Let's get a proper fucking Superman game going. We've nailed Batman Arkham. Let's get. Oh no! I tell you what. No, why don't we have Captain Boomerang piss on the dead body of the Flash? Make that game.
Ship it.
Yeah. Why don't we have intersectional fucking feminist Harley Quinn lecture Batman before executing him?
Yeah, that's That's exactly what everybody wants.
Yeah.
I
I know that's what I want.
yeah, I just don't get it. Like, whose fucking bright idea that was? And it's like
Well,
I've never seen
hold
it.
on. Whoa. Before
Yeah,
you
yeah,
carry on,
yeah.
remember the question that was given at the interview for G4 presenters. Why do we hate Batman? That was one of the questions that the prospective presenters were given by the producers. Why do we hate Batman? And one of the women who went for an interview, didn't get a job, said, why do we hate Batman? And they replied, because he's a rich white guy. This is the mentality. To them, they thought this was amazing. All these
That's what blows my mind, bro.
archetypes, all these heroes, we're gonna fucking topple all of them. Apart from Wonder Woman, she'll die heroically because she's got a vagina. But all the fucking toxic males, particularly the fucking white boys, we're gonna fucking shit all over. We're gonna kill Superman. We're gonna fucking have Batman tied to a bench and then fucking execute him after being lectured to by Harley fucking Quinn, the doggish shite characters the DC has. The Captain Marvel of DC, they just want to make her. No one gives a fuck because she's dog shit. She doesn't work in the role that she was meant to. Yeah. Let's just, and they were like, fucking brilliant.
You guys are fucking
Let's get
amazing.
Sweet Baby Inkin. Let's get fucking Sweet Baby Inkin.
They're sniffing all their own farts and all sorts of shit, man. And
They
again,
pat themselves on the back for this. They pat themselves on the back.
That's what makes this thing intriguing because it has layers to it. Okay, obviously, a game even more so than a comic book, especially because there's a lot more time, a lot more effort, a lot more money that maybe goes into producing that. A lot has to happen, and at no point, and this is how you know you for sure have a leadership position, like leadership problem. Excuse me, because at no point as they're coming up with this narrative, right? Like, hey, we are going to do a game in which these beloved heroes are fucked. And nobody said, guys, yeah, that's a terrible idea.
Guys, you do know that if we do this, we are damaging the brand. We are damaging the optics on these characters.
When you consider, like, again, the Conra situation is like, that enough by itself is like, what the fuck? Like, this is the last memory that people are gonna have of Batman in the Arkham, sort of universe. Not only that, but also with his passing. Like, that alone to me would have been like, all right, this is the joke that got away from us. We have to adjust. We have to adjust. You have a leadership problem, and it shows when, despite all those layers, nobody said no.
Well, they got a commie problem for a start.
Well, that's it, right? Because it's like that's the thing that I want people to start considering there as we are critical of this, or whatever, is the layers, man. Because it's like, yeah, it was a shit idea, but it's a shit idea that had to go through years of development. And at no point in time did someone say, nah, bro, that's stupid. That's stupid. So the creatives are retarded. The managers are retarded. The executives are retarded. Like, everybody's retarded and gay, right? Like, everybody, like the whole shebang. Everybody.
Bethesda boy, Machine Games boy, yeah. That's developers.
Yeah, those are the people
that's developers.
Yeah, they're all in on it.
Yeah,
they're all in on it. They are all in on it, and that can be, I guess, for some people a little depressing. Because if you are coming from, hey, I would love for these guys to turn it around. This is why I'm of the position that it's a pipe dream, because it's too infected.
Get out of California.
It's too infected. There's so many layers to it, and they're all fucked up. So even if you were to get a couple of people in there that that you know had the head on the shoulders, how far does that get you? Because the infestation is deep, bro. It's at the root, and everybody's a part of it. And yeah, it can be a little depressing because we're talking about DC, especially with myself and growing up on this stuff, and being very passionate about it. Even I've reached the apathy stage, and me starting the Riververse obviously help with that a lot, right? Where it's like I just don't care.
You go through your own fucking therapy and getting paid for it. You're getting paid for it.
Yeah. So I have my way of like being
Yeah.
like, well, it ain't so bad, right? But for the person that's just into this, like I would love for you to seriously consider just how fucked things are. And I don't say that to demoralize you. I say that because I want you to make the adjustment, especially with your expectations. These guys are all in on it, and it probably will get worse before it ever gets better because of that. They worked so hard to infiltrate, and it worked for them. They were successful in it, and you have one or two people, and I know these people because at some point these people broke and they, let's say, defect. They said, I don't want to do this anymore. So you got one or two people. You have the actual ideologues, right? That are, of course, they worship the God that is leftism, and they never put it down, no matter what it is that they do. That is their social justice leftism. That's those people. And the other guys that you have is unfortunately people that are going along with it out of fear of losing jobs, out of losing status, out of not being able to do maybe something it is that they love. And even you catch them parroting stuff that they don't actually even believe, right? Because, and that's how bad this is, they feel going against the narrative, if you will, is far more dangerous to them than just being themselves. And that sucks. You can call it cowardice. I do believe that we need more people to say this shit is stupid, right?
Well,
we do need more of it. And you probably will lose your job once you do it.
we know that The Last of Us Part 2 were internal.
True.
There's a very, very high chance that the leaks for this were internal. And I think that the people who were leaking this information out, particularly with The Last of Us Part 2, which was synonymous for a lot of the people working on that game not being happy at the direction that it was going in.
Mm-hmm.
I see that there are some brave developers that will leak this shit out to warn you, to literally warn you, this is what's coming. The hilarity of the Suicide Squad is it's out on early access at the early access start.
Mm-hmm.
It's official release isn't until next week or whatever, is the end of this week or next week. So people, everything's come out about it. This game's gonna fucking tank. Absolutely tank. With all the fucking all the clips and everything. People don't want to see their heroes. When I saw this was called Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, I thought, right, the Justice League, they're mind controlled by Brainiac. You're gonna go around, you're gonna take them out, but you're not killing them. You sort of deactivating them. So you're knocking them out, and that's gonna incapacitate them, and Brainiac's mind control is gonna be lost. And then you move on to the next and the next, and at the end, Brainiac's gonna kill the Suicide Squad, and the Justice League just all come in and fucking sort that shit out. That's how I thought the game was gonna go. Still wasn't gonna be happy because I don't want to fight against my fucking heroes, especially when I'm using a bunch of fucking Z-less characters. It's not as if it's like X-Men versus the Justice League or something along those kind of lines where you can root for both sides. You can even flip it and have it both ways. You have the the story to way to keep it fresh, keep it moving. But no, they literally took their fucking feminazi, heroine in Harley Quinn, dog shit character, and you're gonna go around fucking literally killing the Justice League while pissing and all kinds of shit over them, pissing over legacies of Kevin Conroy. They want you to be. They want you to see your heroes annihilated.
Yes, it
They want
almost
to
is
crush
like
your
they got
soul, crush your
they got
spirit.
something out of it.
Yeah, it's a weird fucking
Fetish.
kink. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll destroy your hero. I'll destroy your mythos in a minute.
That's what he said. Taika Waititi special.
I'll destroy your mythos in a minute. And that's exactly what this is. We'll destroy your heroes. We'll destroy your heroes and watch you get mad.
Yeah.
While our socialist buddies cheer us on because we killed the rich white guys and we killed the fascists. We killed the fascists, you know?
It's amazing, man. It really is. And it is, man, I just learned so much business, man, and how to approach it just from what not to do and how retarded these guys are. And, you know, I think the advantage that the independents, this was what's so fun about it, independence, that, you know, if you play your cards right, you have an opportunity of a lifetime right now. And perhaps we don't get another one like this in our lifetimes, where you have simultaneously two things going on. One, you have the technology, and as well as just the general barrier of entry has been lowered. New ways to get funding, new ways to create. I talked about, you know, crowdfunding. I've talked about, you know, these engines and how it's far more affordable to make cool things happen than it would. It's not as impossible as it was. You didn't hit a ceiling like you used to. So you have that, while you also have the people that have a lot of the money and have a significant amount of the market share doing stupid things. And in doing those stupid things, what they're also doing is setting the scene up for the audience to consider other things that they would not have before. I will say this: when you look at the market share with DC as an example and a Marvel, if they were on their shit, no alternative, right, is going to be given the time of day. But because they dropped the ball, people that were once looking this way are now like, maybe there's something else out there. Maybe. Maybe. I speak from experience. That was where I got 99% of what it is that I was a customer of, was Marvel DC Comics, right?
Yeah.
And then I tapped out, which is unreal. You could have asked me in, let's say, the middle of 2010s, like right before, let's say, all new, all different Marvel. And if you could have said, hey, man, there will be a time where you completely cancel your pull list, I would have been like, you're fucking stupid. That will never happen.
Same.
That will never happen. Fast forward, what is it, 2020, 20, I think it's like 2020. I can't remember. I did a big video on it where I said, guys, I can't do this anymore. I can't. And it was a tough call that I had to have with my local comic shop and say, guys, this will be my last week. This is it. Like, no more. I am officially done. And it was weird for a little bit. And then it was like, oh, it's not so bad. I'm not having to consume this dog shit.
But what happens at that comic book shop? Because you're one of many.
I don't even know if there's one in the city that I live in. I don't think it's one at all anymore.
All the ones in my local town, all of them. There were 3.
Yeah.
They're all closed. They're all gone.
I'm actually positive, and I'm about to look it up right now, because I remember when Doc's closed down out here, and I was like, that's the only one, and I don't think there's another one. Yeah, I don't think there's another one. There isn't.
Hey, Eric, it's okay though, because Remember,
Yeah,
it's
there's
the,
no
it's the
comic book shop
comic
in the
book
city I
shops
live
that
in.
are the customer, not you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So don't worry. You don't have to worry about it because you're not the customer.
right.
Comic book
Exactly.
shop that
That's
went out of
true.
business. There's the customer.
Yeah, there's no comic book shop in the city that I live in at all. There's not even another one that come up. That was the last one I remember doing, or at least a stream talking about them closing down. I did a bunch of them that were in like the North Texas area, that are no longer with us. So yeah, like that's the reason why I say that and bring that up is like, independents should be looking at this like an opportunity, because like, bro, people are willing to lend you their ears, um, and eyes, man, and they once wouldn't have gave you the time of day. They what they were consuming before would have sufficed. They screwed it up that bad. So take advantage of it. I looked at that's what the Riverwoods was. This is why with the first video it is that we dropped, I was highlighting that. I was really focusing on, hey, I understand, right? You watch heroes be bastardized. You watch this hyper politicized stuff. And look, that was my approach. I can't speak for everybody else because I think there are others that look at it like, well, we should be doing content that is either to spite what the social justice left has done, or just swing the other way and make content in that industry that's just the opposite side or another side of the political spectrum, depending on what way that you look at it. And what I said was like, I'm not doing any of it. Like, I mean, look, I talked about this on For Cannon's Sake. What is the irony that an anarcho-capitalist created the second property that also made $1 million, by the way, was a team of superhero cops.
Yeah.
Because, well, it's not about me. I didn't want to make anarcho-capitalism the comics, right? It wasn't, and I want to beat. I'll have, I don't know, Murray Rothbard and or Mises or Hopper, like, and sure, I probably could tell an intriguing story doing that, making Murray Rothbard a hero and having them go fuck up communists and shit. Like, yeah, I could do that, right? But that's not what it is that I wanted to do. I didn't want to do something that was just the opposite side of my politics beating it. No, because that defeats the purpose. I just wanted to make something fun, entertaining, and utilizing the universal truths. And really, that's how you make money. I mean, I'm being honest. I talk about this stuff, and you guys have heard me discuss this with like this whole black-owned business thing, right? And why I hate people that people say that, and I don't advise that other black people lead with that shit, because you're severely limiting like your the amount of people that may buy your shit. Like, unless you're selling like something that's a product, like maybe it's a hair product that's unique to black people's hair, right? That's it. But if you're like doing just some general thing, I don't know, you make keyboards or something like that, and you're like, oh, it's the black-owned business. Like, who gives a shit? Like, that has nothing to do with anything. Sell it to whoever will buy it. Appeal to whoever will buy it. There are universal truths. There are things that everybody relates to, be it no matter where they're at on any given political spectrum, or where they're at as a person. Just target that as an audience, and you will see a lot of success. Well, that was my approach right there. But the people, I'm not oblivious. I understand that the people gave me the time of day. Yes, I had a rapport that I built with my audience before, and this isn't the first creative project that I did. But looking at the state of just entertainment in general, we need to be seeing, and we need to be on the brink, and I believe that we are on the brink of a creative renaissance. But I say that to say it's only going to happen if the doers do, right? It's not going to be, well, they suck, right? And if I just sit with a thumb up my ass, people will come support me. No, it's not like that. You have to produce something that, these people obviously want. You have to take it serious. But you be a plumb damn fool if you are anybody with any level of talent and a vision to not be taking advantage of the climate that we're in right now, which is a bunch of dickheads that now have control over properties that you know and love, and they have fucked it up. I don't know. And maybe maybe we should do a segment on that, because that's the more difficult thing. As what property hasn't been fucked up? Like, as far as
well, I'm not gonna fucking tell them.
well, they're gonna target it. That's kind of smart. I can see that.
Fucking hell, mate.
I can see that. That may be a little smart.
That said, I am struggling to think.
But no, seriously, like, it is difficult.
Yeah, I mean, if I just look around my room at my hobbies, I've got hot toys
all
up
mines
there.
are fucked. I tell you that right now.
They're brilliant. If I look at Transformers, they've been fucking that up for fucking ages now.
Yeah.
That's fucked. Lego likes to do its fucking Pride set once a year. Other than that, it shuts the fuck up and gets on with what it should be doing, which is just making fun Lego. Video games, we all know where that fucking story leads, don't we? Oh, well, we've got Superman, we've got Batman. We all know what's going on there. It's just a we got a literal Nazi stormtrooper in a pride flag, which is there as just such an ironic piece.
Yeah.
Because did you know that Yahtzees are really fucking really kind of stunning and brave and open when it comes to ethnic cleansing, I guess. So yeah, it's you go downstairs and what have I got? Blu-rays, 4Ks. We know what's happening to the movie industry. It's fucked. I can't. Pretty much the only things which are relatively untainted is stuff from the East.
Yeah, basically.
From Japan, from Korea. They're pretty much untainted. For how much longer? Don't know. But I think there'll be more resistance over there than there has been to the capitulation over here.
And even then, like, I mean, you like to look at the Japanese stuff, especially with these fucking this localizer stuff, and even them, it's like they're trying. It ain't for lack of trying, right? It is not for lack of trying that they are trying to like get in. Like, it would be a fun. Probably we could dedicate a long stream just trying to like, okay, what do I like that they haven't fucked up? Like what? And it's very
comics fucked.
Yes,
fucked every which way from Sunday.
It's difficult. Like I know, I look at all my nerd shit is over there, right? I know everything all outside of that.
I'll show you this is what I'm fucking living for right now. Fans Toys G1 Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm fucking living for. This is one of the very few things that's being produced where I can just think, oh my god, this is the G1 version of these characters that I always fucking wanted.
Yeah.
The company's just smashing these out. Unbelievable. Great. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
The West wants me to fucking suck a man's dick and say, thank you very much afterwards. I'm an ally. No, I'm all right. Yeah? Cheers. I'm all right.
Yeah. It's seeping in everything. And like I said, I already, like, outside of that manga stuff over there, as far as like nerd culture stuff, all this is fucked. I mean, Batman's fucked, the Avengers are fucked, Punisher's fucked,
X-Men are fucked.
Yeah, X-Men are fucked. Everybody here is fucked. Iron Man isn't even Iron Man. I mean, that's a woman's jobs now. Yeah.
Well, you're not gonna let a man take credit for a woman's work now, are you?
Yeah, exactly. So all of that is fucked outside of obviously
in the Batcave wearing all of his shit, using all of his shit.
Yeah. Outside of this shit, you know what I mean? Like it's that's it. You know what I mean? And
by the way, you know that they cut that line out of Batwoman.
Which one?
In the I'm not about to let a man take credit for a woman's work.
So
they had it in the trailers. They cut it out of the pilot. They put it into Gotham Knights, the show which got cancelled after half of the first season.
Man, think about that, man. Like there are some duds, man, that we don't talk about anymore during that era. Like you look at,
Oh, I want to kill myself.
I mean, we still.
Oh.
I want that damn Batgirl movie, man. It's got to be floated. Somebody's got a copy. Somebody's got it somewhere.
I would be right up for seeing that.
So somebody's got a copy of it somewhere. That fucking thing is.
I'll pay you £5,000 for it right now.
Somebody's got it, man. But yeah, they just fucking completely canceled that. I mean, all the DC show. Is there an active DC show right now? Because all CW shit's gone.
The final season of Superman and Lois.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But the next season's the final season.
Is there?
Which is season 4, I think.
So is that it?
And I think that is it.
Obviously, there's movies and stuff, but like for
TV, that's it. I think that's
for TV.
And they separated that from the CW verse.
Right.
Even though they're still using Tyler Hoechlin as Superman.
That's crazy. That's crazy to think about. I mean, we went from an era where there wasn't you couldn't.
Couldn't move.
Yeah, man, it was all over the place. To now, there's nothing.
Yeah. But that's what happens when Greg Berlanti just hires gay dudes to blow him.
There's nothing there. I mean, and it happened quick, guys. Y'all see how fast that shit happened? That's how fast it can happen, bro. It's like I feel like Batwoman wasn't that long ago.
And yet, for me, it feels almost like an eternity.
That's what I'm saying.
And Naomi, I've been through Naomi.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Naomi. Yeah,
I've been through Robin in the Hood. I tried with Gotham Knights, but I fucking dipped after like 2 or 3. I couldn't handle the fucking brain damage, Eric.
I think the last one that I was reviewing that, everybody loved, I think was Batwoman. I can't remember what I made it. I had so many problems with that damn show. I made it up. Yeah, right. But no, like even like just how they were handling fucking everything. Everything was just fucked with that. But yeah, like that was the last, and that it feels like an eternity, but it wasn't that long ago, man. Like, I want people to understand how quick fucking this shit went to shit. Like for Marvel,
Mark Pedowitz, the head of CW at the time,
which had never been profitable, by the way. CW
never been profitable,
quite literally.
Who had an audience of approximately 50-50, men and women, 50-50. That's a pretty good demographic to have. You can cater to everyone.
Yeah.
Said, no, we want more women. So they alienated a huge proportion of their male audience. Thankfully for them, they did keep the over 50s males, which don't go into the advertiser demo because it's 18 to 49.
Mm-hmm.
But they stay to masturbate furiously to the young women. Didn't get them any viewership in terms of demographic, which was in the toilet because young people didn't want to watch this dog shit either.
Mm-hmm.
And everything got cancelled. And then they sold it for free, the network. And by free, if you take on their $100 million of debt. How the fuck does the CW get into $100 million worth of debt?
It's never been profitable.
Oh, yeah. You don't produce content which advertisers can make money from. So advertisers go, deuces.
I mean, it probably would have cost, and maybe even to this day, what you thinking, $30 to get a 30-second ad?
It would have been. I was tempted to get one myself. Watch my review of this show that you're watching now.
Yeah, that would have been a good ad for you.
Yeah,
because it would have turned people. I guess
one day I might just do that. I don't care the cost, just for shits and giggles.
Like, watch me.
Yeah, watch me review this pile of fucking shit. Coming out tomorrow on Heel versus Babyface on YouTube.
Oh man, it's so fucking terrible. But yeah, like think about that. Like conceptualize just how we went from DC everything everywhere to we have nothing. There's one show and Rippaverse, man. Look, I look. I'm not going to NDA myself, right? We're trying to obviously get into we have Rippaverse Studios. Let's just say.
Well,
Yeah, we got Rippaverse Studios, right? We got some things that we would love to, because it's a growing demand for it. Even with DC's animated stuff, it's all up in the air because of the resources that they're putting into James Gunn and what it is that
it just. The shit never stops. It just never.
You got a lot to look forward to.
It's like fucking perpetual diarrhea. It's just.
You got a lot to look forward to there.
I'm gonna be so rich.
Yeah, there's gonna be some. They have. Come on, as they have the great Tom King. Oh
Christ, Batman's got mummy issues. Mummy,
he's helping creatively.
I need my mummy wife. Why? Catwoman marry me. I'm so fucking sad and lonely. Marry me. Talia raped me, by the way.
So I take it you're not excited about Tom King being part of the creative.
Let's just say a little bit frosty right now. I'm more excited to see what how much money Christina Hodgson's going to lose them.
Oh man,
writer of Batgirl, writer of The Flash, writer of Birds of Prey. Turkey didn't even fucking see the light of day.
Yeah, we need to I don't know if we've done this, but I want to do it.
Sure.
So we did this. Maybe we end up turning this into the segment. We had the great Star Wars segment where Daz told us what was going to come out and what wasn't. And I believe we got to
maybe one.
maybe one is gonna potentially come out of all of those Star Wars films. But I want to talk now. I want to talk about I want to do a similar thing, but we know these are on the way. I want to get as excitement level of these DC products that are on the way.
I'll fucking do it.
I promise you, I'm not trying to get him to unalive himself, but for sure, I want to discuss it. So let me go here. So we'll look at this. Let's take a look. So obviously,
no. Okay, sorry.
Wrong segment.
Just warming up.
So, we got okay, the big one, obviously, right?
Are we doing flop or not?
Let's do that. Flop or not. We got Superman Legacy. This is a big one. This probably is the make or break for the entire James.
So flop is anything from break even to lose money.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
We'll consider that. Okay. We got
you got to give me the estimated budget.
Okay. So we got Superman Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gunn is spearheading that entire thing. He's writing it.
Mm-hmm.
We've already known the actor that's going to play in it, and because this is what I think, because this is like they have to set the tone with this shit. I think they're going to spend a crazy amount of money on this shit.
Oh boy.
Like, just I'm looking at it logically. Like, they have to, James Gunn and DC has to set the scene. They're obviously they're spending no less than 200 million, but I'm thinking we're closing into not marketing. I'm thinking 250 minimum.
I can believe that. So we're looking at least 700 million to break even.
To break even.
Yeah. Flop. And I'm not even being funny. I don't see it. I don't see it hitting 700. We just saw fucking Michael Keaton's Batman barely break 300.
That's a good point.
Oh no, it didn't. It didn't break. I don't think it did break 300. It was like 276 or something.
Yeah.
So
what did do you remember what did, I know I was a different character. What did when we're going to end up talking about Batman 2, but where did that land? Do you remember?
The Batman.
Yeah, the Batman.
The Batman did about 775 million. That's why this flop.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I might have to agree. I have to agree because they can't not spend money on it. I have to agree. Like, yeah, they got to set the tone with this, and they're going to spend a lot of money. It's going to be tough, man. I will say the only way, I mean, it sounds like, yeah, no shit, but yeah, if he somehow, which I don't think Gunn's got it in him. I don't think he's got it in him to do a good, because he's writing it. Remember, he's not just like the brains.
He's writing it. Yeah,
he is writing this movie.
Yeah,
I don't think he's got it in him, bros, to do a Superman that's going to, again, we're talking flop or not, that is going to justify them spending that much money so they can make money back. I don't know. I don't think he's got it in him.
I don't see it.
And then think about it. Like, let's say it is a dud. Like, not just financial. Let's say like the movie is like, people are like, this is asshole. All of this is fucked. All of it.
It's already fucked, Eric.
Well,
it was fucked when he announced the slate, because I have never been so disinterested in anything than listening to James Gunn's slate for the next 8 years. Do the Authority.
So we got The Authority.
Fucking flop! Gay Superman, gay Batman.
It will be gay. So at least it has that going for him. And maybe we'll see, I don't know, we'll see some gay subways probably in The Authority. They can reuse 3D assets actually.
Yeah. From Suicide
and just repurpose it for The Authority, right? And the
Authority is going to be a colossal failure of epic proportions. The Marvel's level of failure.
You think so?
Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely.
I think
people aren't going to the cinema to see characters that they know. Never mind fucking, they're going to look at this and it's going to be like fucking PG-13 Boys knockoff.
Yeah.
With gay Superman and gay Batman. It's probably going to be the most insufferably obnoxious thing just from an optics perspective for people. This is the, how the fuck is this the second film? How?
Yeah, I don't know. That one I don't know about.
If I was
that's James Gunn, right? He's cocky. I think he
Get it out of there. Get it out of there.
Yeah, I mean, you should be having those conversations internally. Like, no, we can't do this.
Get it out.
But
move Batman up.
This is his perspective.
Fucking lead with Batman.
Yeah, I'd agree. But this is what I think is happening. He has, even though I've had my, let's say, the consensus that people have is not my opinion on this, but I'm overruled because, well, people ended up liking it. Some of these films made money. Mm-hmm. James Gunn, he likes to do this whole, let me take these obscure guys, right, that nobody really knows about, and let me try to spice it up. Yeah, he saw a little success there. I don't know if any of the Suicide Squads did like good, but whatever. And then you have, of course, Guardians, right? Which, again, my opinion, you guys know, you can go watch those reviews. I wasn't the biggest fan of these at all. I despise Guardians, but that's beside the point. That's why he's using the authority. 1000%. The Brave.
Well, that's the type of characters that he likes.
Yeah.
Why is it the second fucking movie? This is your fucking phase 8.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So we have the Brave and the Bold. So
fifth Robin, yeah.
Damian. And as it says, DCU will introduce its Batman and Robin in this unusual father-son story inspired by series that was inspired by the animated show.
No, it's Grant Morrison's run that he.
Yeah, well, at least you're getting a snippet of Batman. What do you think? As going with flop.
Another flop buster.
Do you think that this will be something that they try to rein in the budget for?
No.
You think they would?
There's way too much damage that's been done to Batman now. These characters need fucking rehabbing. They do. We need a Superman film with just fucking Superman, not Guy Gardner, not members of the Authority.
We're getting all these.
We're getting all of this in Superman Legacy.
I forgot about that.
Even if the cameos doesn't matter, we need a fucking focus. Story. Fucking Clark and Superman. That's what we need. And even then, I still don't know if it's enough. What's the last 2 video game iterations of Superman? Bad Superman. What's the last version of Superman that we've seen with Zack Snyder leading up to Bad Superman? Nightmare Superman. When are we going to get a fucking hopeful, look up, truth, justice, American way? I want to be that guy. That guy inspires me to be better. In a white man in a fucking current day Hollywood.
Good luck.
It's gonna be the Lois Lane movie.
That's what you're thinking?
Yeah, I do.
I can see that. No, 100%. I can see that.
And that I think flopping, followed by the mega flop of the Authority, leads into Batman flopping.
The Batman 2 you're referring to?
This.
Oh, you're talking about Brave and the Bold.
I don't even think the other Batman's going to get made. I don't know. I don't think.
So you're going You think you're going Star Wars on that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if Patterson's going to come back for another. Nothing's in production. Nothing. When was that film out? 2 years ago. It's been announced for what? It was announced for 2025 initially. That's not happening. 2026. 4 years between movies. No, because they said it's going to be 5 years between movies. I don't think it's getting made.
All right, and this is what I know is going to be your favorite because it's Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow,
which has just been cast,
which has just been cast,
and big hit in Game of Thrones.
Yes,
House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
But it's based on of all the Supergirls that they're going to be adapting.
Supergirl.
But it's based on Tom King's award-winning comic stories, man.
A question? How many comic book readers voted?
I don't know what the awards are.
It was an internal award.
Yeah,
right. So if I went to my local car dealership and they were having an award ceremony for best salesman, best rep, best money brought, that's as legit as that fucking award to Tom King right there.
But it's award-winning, man.
You know those fucking McDonald's gold stars? They're as legit as that fucking award that Tom King just got then.
It presents a Supergirl viewers just they're not used to seeing, is what it says.
What, good? Press an X to, fuck off. Press an X to doubt that we're going to get a good fucking Supergirl there.
So you think a flop?
Of course it's a flop. It's a fucking cast iron flop.
All right, so we got Supergirl. We got Swamp Thing.
Flop.
Okay, but it's Swamp Thing, right?
Why is Swamp Thing the fucking fifth movie? Why? Is it a movie? Is it a TV show?
No, it's a movie. It's a movie. What?
Look, I love Bernie Wrightson's fucking Swamp Thing,
Who doesn't?
Exactly. It's a flop. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you in the simplistic of reasons why. Do you know why? Because when they put the first Swamp Thing movie out in the early 80s, that fucking lass got a big old fucking titties out. Is any lass gonna get a big old fucking fun bags out in this one?
Probably not happening.
That was the only reason to watch that film. Is she gonna get them out? She's fucking got them out. No, what is this slate?
Well, Swamp Thing, I guess, as going with flop. But now we get to the show.
You get a Superman film, you get a Batman film, you get a Wonder Woman film, you get a Green Lantern film, you get a fucking Green Arrow film, you get a Flash film. And I don't even guarantee that any of those will fucking do anything.
Yeah, Wonder Woman's not getting a movie for sure.
Oh, she's getting fucking House of Cards, House of Themyscira.
Yeah. So we have Creature Commandos.
Come on, I'm corpsing here.
We haven't seen this one before, but check this out.
Yeah, okay.
Amanda Waller, this out, is going to form a super team of prisoners.
Let's call this Suicide Squad!
But this time they're monsters, man.
I quit the show. Fucking right, James Gunn's wife needs a job. Gotcha. Next one.
So I guess another character that also will be part of the Monster Suicide Squad known as Creature Commandos. Waller, the amazing Amanda Waller, is getting her own show, and Viola Davis is going to be playing in it again.
Yeah.
And Peacemaker
just to absolutely fuck with everyone's continuity of what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. How you feeling about Waller? You're getting him double Waller. You're getting Waller in Monster Suicide Squad, and you're getting Waller in Waller's own
wow.
show.
Wow. What's the next one?
Az is not excited for Waller and the Monster Suicide Squad. We got Time Traveler.
Yeah.
Booster Gold.
Yeah.
Who I know when I stopped around the time I stopped reading, he was showing up in just a lot of places. Speaking of Tom King, Heroes in Crisis. Hate to have everybody relive that again. And the absolute destruction of Wally West. But he's part of the creative team, and it is his Supergirl that we're gonna get. So if you were a big fan of Heroes in Crisis and Batman wallowing in whatever.
Remember in Rebirth where Barry pulls Wally out the Speed Force?
Yeah.
And then he went, "Cheers, bud. Off to kill some people. Deuces."
Yep. He became a murderer.
Yeah.
Because
Tom King hates you.
Yes, he does, and he hates these characters that they have entrusted. I guess
I'm blocked by Tom King on Twitter. Pretty sure I am actually.
Tom freaking King.
Well, hey, yeah, you're blocked. Yeah, you're blocked by Tom King. Oh, thank fuck for that. At least there's some good news. Tom, you're a fantastic writer.
You're great. You had a few issues there, man. Initially with Batman, that was okay, and then I don't know if you went through a crisis or something in your life. But things started to change. So I take it you're not feeling good about Booster Gold.
I like turtles.
But now we have finally, which is what everybody asked for. Green Lantern.
Oh,
and we're getting a buddy cop Green Lantern. Did they say there's like going to be like a True Detective thing between them? It's not in this article, but I believe they were throwing that around at DC Fandom, which was an absolute hit, by the way.
It was such a hit. It's never coming back.
It's never gonna such a hit that they only had to do it one time because they only could do it one time. This is gonna be what they say is quote an enormous TV event series.
Yeah, boy. I will say this: out of all of the slate, this is the one that I could potentially be the most interested in.
Okay.
Will it? I mean, we'll never know if these
they have to make money. So where is it going? Is it going on like DC Universe or HBO Max? Baby, I'd imagine that's where it's going. Or Max, I think that's all they call it. Whatever the fuck they call it. I don't know. Maybe it goes
I don't think they know. The CW.
Let's kick it old school, baby.
But
because how do you get
I don't exactly. I don't see any single TV show bringing in subscribers.
Yeah.
I don't.
And they're all losing money anyway, right? Like all the stream outside of Netflix.
So,
I mean, if all of these look, I don't know what their plan is. I don't know if all of these are going on like cable TV or they're going to utilize the streaming services. But yeah, as of now,
I would license them. That's what I would do. I would license them.
The smarter thing to obviously would be to do is to try to take advantage of some, I'd imagine some of these television shows, at least some of them are making money somewhere. The streaming service is not. So if all of these are going on something like Max,
Maxi Pad,
they're going to be losing a lot of money. And I think to your point, well, I don't know, maybe I don't know how they're going to set it up, but just looking at the characters of Green Lantern, they're probably of all the TV shows going to spend the most money on it.
Well, that's where I think we're gonna differ.
Okay.
I think we're gonna have 2 Green Lanterns barely using their fucking rings.
Oh, so you think that? Okay. I can see that though. I can see that. I can see them not to try to not spend enough money, and yeah, that would be exactly what everybody wants to see is Hal Jordan and John Stewart not using the ring.
Yeah, you could have a whole episode of Hal fixing a plane, and then you can have another episode of John designing a apartment block.
Yeah.
The socialists to have their rent subsidized by the government.
Yeah, Section 8 basically. Is,
while they're sat in their house deciding what they want to do with their lives in their communist utopia.
That wouldn't cost as much as of them using their rings of power. If you will.
I'd like it to be good because like both characters, love me Hal Jordan. My Hal Jordan statue's shipping very soon.
There you go.
April. I think it's April.
There you go.
Beautiful statue.
So finally we have Themyscira, Paradise Lost. This is where we're finally going to get in the
game of Themyscira.
Which is yes, it says DC Studios said it's going to be drama focuses on the genesis and political intrigue, which is exactly what I'm looking for. But imagine saying this to sell it. Like, okay, guys, let's say you didn't know anything about Wonder. This is what I'm gonna sell you guys on it. Okay. How about this?
Clunge everywhere.
This show will be based on political intrigue of an island of all women. Is that are you sold? Oh. So not so.
Do you know whose fault it's going to be, Eric?
Well, it's going to be my fault.
Man.
Your fault. It's for sure going to be our fault.
Somehow it's still going to be a man's fault. It's going to be Zeus. It's going to be Zeus's fault.
I can see that. Yeah, this is that's DOA, bro. I'll chime in on that one. They're not. Look, it's going to be difficult. It's all flops. Let's be honest. But this is going to be the most, like the TV stuff, depending on where they put it, is going to be very difficult for them to get a return on.
Oh, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
What if this actually gets made?
Well, we could
legit.
I mean, we could then go to the top and go through. That's a better question. What do I obviously I think Superman gets made.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm not going to believe that the Authority is going to come out until they go into actual production. I don't care how many cast announcements they make. Until it actually goes into principal photography, I ain't going to believe that is going to be the second fucking film. I think I'm being fucking spooked.
Yeah, of all of the movies, yeah, I would say the Authority logically would be the least likely to happen. 100%. 100%.
Did you enjoy the casting of Batman for this Brave and the Bold film? Oh, that's it. They haven't even cast Batman yet. For the third film in the DC slate.
I mean,
no rush.
I mean,
take your time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a chance, man, that doesn't happen. Or, and this is kind of glass half full situation, or
James Gunn has a heart attack and dies? That's big fucking Jesus. Oh, Eric,
Not,
man, bit fucking dark.
not,
I mean, no offense.
not quite. Potentially, they look if they had any sort of functioning brain, they would repurpose this, turn it into a Batman film, center it around Batman. Probably go look, and then again, it's like, okay, aren't they going with this more like less seasoned Superman? Or did I read that wrong?
No, this is Superman is meant to be picking up when he just joins the Daily Planet.
Okay.
So very, very early doors actual Superman.
Yeah. So
I would love to see the Fleisch costume.
Yeah. So okay. Would that mean that you get well, you can't, well, let's say this. Yeah, you couldn't have a non-seasoned Batman.
Well, no, because it's Damian Wayne.
Yeah, because Damian Wayne's there. So
but are they going to pretend that Damian Wayne's going to be the first Robin?
yeah, then they could just make it
But then what do? Then they just go, oh, it's not Talia's daughter, Talia's son. And then if it's not Talia's son, because to me, you can't tell a story with Damian Wayne without Ra's al Ghul and Talia al Ghul.
Yeah, that's true. So if they were smart, they scrapped this idea. Not sure whose bright idea it was. Do a Batman story for sure. But yeah, I mean, you're kind of, how would that be? I mean, I guess I don't know if people want to see that, like a seasoned Batman versus in a universe with an unseasoned Superman. Again, I mean, Chad, do y'all want to see that? Fresh Superman, seasoned ass Batman.
I'm never in my lifetime going to see a world's finest film, am I?
No, fuck that.
I just have to stick with the animation.
This is what you do, James Gunn. You scrap this. You make a Batman film. I actually think you pivot on Superman Legacy.
I think you start with World's Finest. Put them both in.
Okay.
Start off with World's
Like
Finest.
off rip.
Yeah.
You start off with World's Finest. I mean,
those are your both of their unit. Yeah, both of their
characters.
Mm-hmm.
You know you cannot pop off a universe without them.
Mm-hmm.
So you do a World's Finest with both of them actually knowing what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And we're just seeing it play out in whatever narrative that these guys know what the fuck that they're. It's Superman. It's actual Superman being Superman at its best, and Batman being Batman.
Yeah. You've got great clashes. You can have Bruce Wayne versus Lex Luthor as regards to Battle of the Billionaires. The power game there. You got Batman who can deal with Superman who can deal with the power up threats. You got the dynamic between Batman and Superman. The distrust to start, the trust to end. So many fucking things you can do with the world's finest.
That's not. See, I'm not against them separating them, right? I'm not against them at all. I do think though it would have to be you got to start off with Superman and you got to start with one of the two.
Right, then don't stick half the fucking authority and Guy Gardner in and fucking people like that. Who the fuck?
That I agree with.
The audience ain't gonna have a fucking clue who these fucking people are.
That I agree with. I agree with that part. I do think that you if it's me, you do give them their own films and you let them do their thing. And And I do think there's ways. I think there's creative ways to have them both exist and be seasoned, while also having films that focus more so on what it, hell, I'd make the argument that you could start in a world where the Justice League is already a thing, while still not making a Justice League film yet. Doing things that are central to, or having movies that are central to those individual characters in their world, right?
Or you could make a movie at a time, and if it fucking works, then start to see whether or not you got a fucking universe.
Or you can just have the Authority be the second film. You can have the Authority be
Who the fuck are they? Is the question that's going to be asked by 99.9% of the people that didn't read Wikipedia that night.
Yeah, if I'm James Gunn, which I'm not, I like the idea, of course, of starting with Superman or Batman. You get rid of the Authority, you repurpose. You don't do Brave and the Bold. You do, but you do a Batman film.
I don't know. Why did you do something crazy like bringing in actual Dick Grayson from the Flying Graysons? If you want to do that, if you want to establish a Robin, why don't we actually get a proper fucking Robin, a teenage Robin, a young boy?
Okay, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. And then, maybe during your universe, you grow him into Nightwing.
Yeah. Then you can do things like Death in the Family if you really wanted to do Death in the Family.
If you really wanted to grow there, yeah, that could for sure be a thing.
And Death in the Family could be done in such a way that it starts off with Dick Grayson literally disassociating himself from Batman, and Batman getting Jason Todd in and fucking it up, which he did. He put him out way too soon.
Yeah, man. This James Gunn, if you're watching this, which I know you're not.
No, you're not.
You start with either of these. You
too busy having an affair against your wife's back.
You get rid of this. You
get rid of that.
Yeah,
you get rid of that.
Yeah, you got you. I don't think
three of your 5 films are what the fuck.
Yeah, you for sure get rid of Swamp Thing. The Supergirl thing is interesting because
is it? How did the Flash do at the cinema, Eric?
Well, no. When I say it's interesting, I'm meaning like how they like. I think that doing that early on in this universe development would be a mistake. But that's just me.
If I was going to do a Supergirl film, I'd be looking at a girl that was like 17, 18 years old. And I would put her in fucking end of high school, first year of college. Something along those lines. That's how I wouldn't have she would be a girl.
Yeah.
Not
the older cousin.
Not the mid-20s fucking woman. Look to put her in a college environment or a high school environment. Play with that theme.
I just think either way, man. I think it's too early. I just think you don't. I don't think you make this happen. I honestly don't think you do Supergirl. I don't think you do Swamp Thing either.
Isn't this meant to be like Kandor and shit though? Isn't this what it's meant to be like, Kandor and shit?
Honestly, I don't know.
It's Tom King. It's probably him crying about his fucking mum.
Well, that's the thing. They find a way to fuck this up. But seriously, if we're going opening with Superman, Batman, right? And then I don't think it's. I mean, you gotta have a Trinity, man. So do you move? First of all, you don't do this. 1000%. You do not do political intrigue of an island of all women. Nobody's gonna. Nobody. I almost fell asleep mid sentence on that one.
Yeah.
You don't do that one for sure.
1 minute throw. Oh my god!
But not especially not
Just
in this
give me your money. Give me your money. Just give it to me.
So
Because I will put it to better use and lose less money than that fucking film will.
I mean, you got to do the Trinity, man. And if you're not, then you got to move. You got to at least move lanterns up, because that's at least.
If you're gonna have lanterns, do a Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And do the whole fucking thing. Put John, put Hal, put fucking Kyle, put Guy. Put them all, put all four. Green Lantern Corps.
And I think you have them doing I don't know, man. I just don't think you focus on trying to team these guys up so early. Though I get it, it's like one of those things you got to work towards, and everybody is gonna want to see the Justice League. But I want
That's the last thing I fucking want to see now.
I agree. No, I agree with you 100%. But inevitably, they're going to work their way up to that. But to me, I think they absolutely have to do like a core. If they're going to do that, it has to be like not a new 52 Justice League, Cyborg bullshit. Like they would have to, if they
Cyborg is a Titan.
Yes, he is 100%.
West Teen Titans.
You got to do it. You'd have to do it justice by having all of, like, if you're going to do one of the, if you do it, hell, if you're doing Hal, whatever, but you got your Batmans, your Supermans, your Wonder Womans, but yeah, the Cyborg thing was fucking retarded.
I'd be more interested if we went from Superman to Teen Titans, not the Authority. And I don't think that's the way you should go.
Well,
I would be,
no, see that,
if they were looking at the Wolfman Prez version.
See, now that's interesting, because again, if you are doing seasoned Batman and seasoned Superman, then there's room for an actual Titans. Obviously. Now again, that means you're starting off with, but then again, no, because if you have a proper Robin,
you could do a Judas Contract film. You could do a Judas Contract, and you could do Robin turning into Nightwing during that.
I actually like that idea. I love that idea, actually. I actually love that idea. But yeah, man, the whole, obviously, members of the Titans, that kind of, yeah, I could see that working for sure. And doing a proper, not this, I don't know what they've been doing with this gay.
I've given up. Gave up.
Like, what the fuck was that?
Gave up.
That Titans show.
Gave up. Gave up. I didn't know what the fuck I was watching in season 3. I know.
What the fuck was? Let's talk about that.
Oh God, let's not, please.
What the fuck?
I have no fucking idea who the fuck Dick Grayson was in that fucking show. No idea.
What the fuck was that shit, man?
No.
Oh man, I remember getting the internet so mad at me over the Starfire thing, right?
Because, what fucking 70s hooker girl? Yeah, okay. How cool would it be to have proper Dick Grayson Starfire relationship with a fucking, proper Starfire?
With actual Starfire?
Yeah. Starfire's black. No, she's fucking orange.
Yeah.
You stupid cow. She's fucking orange.
Yeah. It was so bad, man. I got so much hate for that. I've kicking it old school, but then again, we talk about it like it was an eternity ago, and it was like fucking 3 years. Probably was a little more than that, but you get what it is that I'm saying. It was not that long ago. So yeah, James Gunn, you got your work cut out for you, bro.
Good luck.
Yeah, best of luck. Best of luck.
Got a great team there. You got a guy that fucked Batman up in the comics, and you got a woman that fucked up Flash, Batgirl, and Birds of Prey in your corner, writing for you. Good luck.
Yeah, and we still don't. I mean, nothing's in production as far as the Batman and the role that's gonna play. But then we also got it's like they keep talking about it like it may potentially might happen, and that's Black Superman, Ta-Nehisi Coates special.
Never getting made. Never getting fucking made. Not in a month of Sunday. Not in a fucking month of Sunday. Elseworlds. Fuck out of here. Fucking nonsense. Absolute fucking nonsense.
Oh man. Yeah, you got your work cut out for you, bro. So good luck to James Gunn and the Authority. All right, getting into super chats after talking about Supergirl and Tom King.
There's nothing super about anything that we've just fucking discussed. Apart from the bank balances that all of us are going to fucking make from this fucking incoming clusterfuck.
Blabs the Tower Tart. Jesus says why Eric tried to burn down Blaze Studio. At least him waited for 3/4. White Garrett was out of town to strike. I like pickles. It wasn't me. I've been here the entire time.
Yep.
Atomic Patriot with 2 months being a member says fuck the government. I'm right there with you on that one. What's up, y'all? Hey Eric, when are we getting Norfolka? I don't know. Potentially soon. Not getting DA myself. Ass says, what's up? What's your opinion on new Suicide Squad game? Well, we obviously gave that. This is fuckholes. It did take us 2.5 hours before we got the super chats, so my apologies on that.
So it's a regular show then.
Just it's Ripper the Silverback is what we do. Josh L with a 2 super sticker, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that, Josh L. We have William with a 50 says ass has a special love for Sweet Baby Stank.
It's Sweet Baby Stink. Please, can you get it on now?
William Jones, appreciate that 50. That is not cheap at all. Thank you so much for that, William. We have Jay Secret Racism with a 2. Why does Eric sip his drink like a baby? Well, no, it's not like it's open. That's
sucking on titties is great.
It's a top. It's not like a. I know it kind of looks like it's like a sippy cup. No, this is the top of it. Thank you, Jay's Secret Racism. Japanese Demon Lord with a 10 says, just like Eric in the Rippaverse, the independent game industry is rising up. Also, most folks don't know all the software and knowledge to make games online, free and open source. Yeah, we spoke briefly about there should be a rise there. There absolutely should be a rise in gaming with independent like folk, and it's important. Joseph with a 5. They changed one word in Witcher. Class action lawsuit against CD and Vanguard. Sweet Baby for false advertisement for all profits plus workers. I don't know. They're gonna watch that. As just recently dropped a video on that. If you guys want to go check that out. Jokes Disciple with a 10 says, so is it safe is it safe to say when Gooding is near Mikey B is gonna get heat? Then when ISOM 3 gets near, it's Eric's turn again. You're talking about the cancel pig shit, channeling my inner pig ass fucking boring. Yes. Look, man, that's what this is. Everybody knows this is how this thing works. Whoever's next up, the pigs will go out. So they went after Mike. They went after obviously myself. They went after Chuck early on.
It's my sinuses. I'm sorry, man.
they're going after the Saskas, and then they're gonna go after Mike, and then whoever it's just gonna be. That's what we're gonna get. So you can expect the pigs will oink. Willie Jack Black with a 5 said, if the Riververse got big enough to expand, which state would you set up shop? Well, I would be thinking in another country, more so for shipping purposes. I would look at, like, we we actually already are looking at this with Canada and UK and trying to get those rates down for those guys locally.
I know a guy in the UK.
Yeah, that's very true, and we probably should have a conversation about this expansion there. But no, that's what would be where I would. I would have to look at our numbers though. Looking at, obviously, maybe even expanding in Texas, as far as more so for like local. Because look, I would love to get to a point to where, especially locally, people are able to, like, we have a hub where people can just come pick the comics up, like at a Riververse like shop or so, or designated spot that we'd obviously do business out of as well. So, because I don't think it would be feasible, not right now, for us, like, hey, just come get Riververse stuff. But I would love to do something like that. But yeah, if we get big enough and it makes sense to expand somewhere else, then absolutely, whether it be interstate or inter-country or especially internationally. Harrison with a 5. Starfield and Emmy admitted have a thing in common. Both were blown opportunities. Starfield.
Wow.
Starfield was
shit.
Well, yes, as you're not wrong. But what I was gonna say is they spent so much money on that, and the way that I was looking at it was like this was going to be the next gen, because that Cyberpunk wasn't the next gen RPG.
It never was. How the fuck is it going to be next gen when you're literally using a patched up fucking engine from the 1990s?
Yeah.
It brings with it all the fucking problems. All the problems that we've had with all the fucking Fallouts and the fucking Elder Scrolls games. And having modders fix all this. It's modders that fucking fix all this fucking shit.
Right. Yeah, that's yeah, it wasn't happening. I think if there is going to be a game that like pushes things into the next gen, it's going to be GTA. And I'm not saying that it will be GTA. I'm just saying clearly there's nothing that I see on the horizon. Right.
Elder Scrolls 6. It's gonna be the same engine.
That's fair. That's actually a fair one.
4 years away, at least, maybe 5.
That's fair though. That's a fair like potential. A potential like that could be the next. Okay. And what I mean by next, I mean like, okay, this is another RPG or game, even for that matter, that sets this tone and is doing things unlike anybody else has ever done it. Like I said, with Cyberpunk, it was promoted as if it was. I mean, go watch my old videos. We were going through all the things that were promised with that game. With Cyberpunk, none of that shit made the game.
Eric, serious question. How the fuck are MMORPGs not just completely fucking next level now?
We could spend, because you're definitely considering we could spend another hour, because that's like my genre, right? Like especially the action MMORPG. That's like I have been waiting for the next gen, and I don't know.
It's so open.
Yeah, it's
in
wide
regards
open
to
right now.
I'm not even a fucking warrior. I can fucking start my own fucking trade shop, trade company, whatever, you know, all of this fucking shit. I've no fucking idea. No.
Like this show could go on for another hour talking about like what the fuck. I don't know. I don't know why we have not got an MMO that is like the go-to game for everybody. Like everybody, like as in
The next World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
It's like next colossal, just genre busting pop culture fucking experience.
Yeah. It's a fucking shame. It's a crying damn shame because it is wide open, man. A lot of these MMOs that we've
It's a fucking crying game, Shane, of fucking Western industry.
I don't know what the fuck
game.
I mean, what if they, because you had like that ended up being a bust. What's that shit that Amazon put with New World? Was it?
That's fuck that game.
Yeah, like that was a dud. Like fuck, man. I would love nothing more, guys. Like, oh man, I would love nothing more. I work my 10 hours or whatever to have a fucking full-fledged, just next gen MMORPG that I fucking play every fucking day. Like that will make me a very happy man.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Not fucking multiplayer. Fucking MMO.
Yeah, like a legit
fucking
a legit MMO. Yes. A legit MMO.
High tick servers, everything.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yes. We should fucking shit, man. We should be, and that's what I don't understand is like I get it. Yeah, it's technological.
I tell you, I know why. It's because every company now is in for the low cost, high fucking return microtransaction bullshit.
Yeah.
So we're not developing anymore. We're not developing anymore.
You're not wrong. You're not fucking wrong, man. You're not wrong at all. And it's unfortunate, man, because like I said, that is my genre, especially with like just straight. I love a nice action RPG, man, and I feel like we should have long got to the point to where we have just a crazy combat experience that is just fucking above all else in the MMO space.
Yeah,
we should have long had that, and I could talk about this all day, man, because I would love nothing more than that. I would come home from work and just be able to clock in hours on a nice, good form MMORPG that is next.
Sorry, love. Would love to talk to you, but I got shit to do.
Yeah.
See you in bed. See you in bed.
Yeah. I love nothing more than that. But Harrison, to your point, man, yeah, it's those are blown opportunities and all this other shit was blown opportunities. I mean, it's just a lot of just straight up bullshit. Joseph with a 2 gaming died when Bill Gates and Xbox got involved. Says Joseph. We got a 20 from a man sheep. Says, remember the journalist who got stuck on a loading dock fight with Tifa and Aerith and Final Fantasy remake on normal, then had to put the game on easy just to get their review out faster. Ripper Ridge Farm remembers. Well, as you know, Sheep, I've talked about this extensively. Games journals, they review, they review shit to get to the next review. Yeah, that's really what it is. So they don't review games like, let's say this, things that are obviously challenging or things that have some skill gap. Games journals fucking hate, and they'll tell you like every time From Software comes out with the fucking game, Kotaku's gay ass, they're gonna do a if it's still around by the time the next one comes out, they will be doing an article that's like, well, why don't they have difficulty in the game set?
That's why they complain, by the way, about difficulty.
Yes.
Is they just want to finish.
Yes.
So they can get to
100%.
next.
Yes. That is a fact. That's exactly what they want.
I got a review to get out. Well, you know, I mean, love him or hate the guy, I think he's a fucking chode. Angry Joe, people will wait for his review.
Yeah, that's true. So they show that shows that there's at least a demand for that. You don't have to be the first one to get it out. You can actually.
But it's like a wonderful fucking Denzel said to those reporters. It's no longer about reporting the news. It's about being first.
Yep. So it doesn't even have to be accurate. It doesn't have to be any of that. It's just get it out. Get it out. It's unfortunate, man. Ben with a 3 months says, I still think it's stupid to announce a whole universe when they first focus on making one great movie first. They have to know this crap will flop. I mean, yeah.
One year, like Gary and I have been saying it on the Real BBC for fucking years. Why don't you start with one good movie and let's see where we go from there? But we get these guys coming out. James Gunn. Oh, this is my 8-year slate, isn't it, with DC? 8 year. Why? What 8 year?
You might not make it, bro.
Yeah, dude, you ain't gonna make it past 2. This is my 8-year slate. This is our fucking 10-year slate. This is our fucking stop.
Yeah.
Stop. Make a film. Make a good film. See where you go from there. Try that for a fucking change. But when you're thinking, oh, these universes, and oh, got to get all this and that, no, everyone just gets spread thin, and you end up having a fucking Kevin Feige. He's fucking shite at everything.
He's in over his head, man.
Oh, jeez.
Kevin Feige is in over his head.
Beginning with F, I'll tell you that.
Snake Oil Sean with a 5 says, back up a truckload of cash to Michael Keaton's house and make a Batman Beyond movie.
That chance is gone. It's gone. It's what they should have done with Keaton in the first place. Again, that's another thing we fucking said years ago. Get Keaton in, get fucking Terry McGinnis in, and get a fucking Batman Beyond movie. And it could be the third, literally, you know, a continuation from Batman Returns this later down the line. Would have worked. Would have fucking worked.
Darth Racer with a 10 says, if they have Supergirl in a string bikini sitting on Superman's face, well, the
cousins, come on now.
I doubt they do that.
Yeah. Actually, the cousins, they might do that. It's fucking Hollywood.
True. Dark Man with a 10 says, I say if DC can't do a live action film of any of these movie shows, they could always pivot to animate them using Unreal Engine 5, similar to the recent CGI Resident Evil. I haven't seen the recent CGI Resident Evil. I remember watching one with Leon, like when I was still in college, but I haven't seen anything recent that they've done on that.
Just really, well, a few months ago, just released Dead Island, the latest one. I like them. Bit trashy. Don't care.
Ain't wrong with that. Spider with the SGD5. I have no idea where that's at, but I appreciate that. If you were given control of Punisher, how would you write him? I wouldn't write him. I'd give him to Mike Baron or Chuck. That's what I would do. Write him out a hole on that universe he has put him in. I miss my favorite character. Yeah, their favorite character is dead. I don't know I don't know what the status is, really. I know they got this new Punisher running around. I'm not sure if they're still sticking with that or what the plan is to do with Frank Castle. But
what did they do? Are they going around fucking turning everyone fucking gay?
Well, we know that's a thing. No doubt about it. But if you want to write him out a hole, you get someone that knows him and did like the first definitive, I'd argue, version of him. It wasn't Conway. It wasn't Jerry Conway. It was Mike Baron. You give him to Mike Baron. You have or Chuck who followed that. Spider Bro with the 5 said, "Don't feel bad, Ripper, not Starfire." I got into my first Twitter war over too. Man, those were good times, and I liked the actress. I hated the costume. Yeah, there was people were fucking pissed, man, like at me at my take on that when I did that video. Holy shit, but it blew up. That video blew the fuck up. So thanks, I guess. Brent Wolf with a 50 says Rippaverse Games and Comics location managed by a certain former comic shop owner with books on one side and an arcade on the other. Also, if it lives up to the promise, PAX might be that MMORPG. Is that the one that I was looking at? Let me, um, that I was looking at.
Jeez, no, Brent, I love you to pieces, dude. Thank you for your service. God, if I see DEI again, I'm gonna have fucking PTSD.
Yeah,
I'm gonna fucking PTSD.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. I think this was the game that I was looking at. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But I do remember that. I think that they're gonna enter early access soon. We'll see. We'll see. Brent, man, appreciate that 50 because that is not cheap. Thank you so much.
Brent's been exceedingly generous.
Yes, man, that's a lot of money, bro. So thank you so much, man, and much love to you. Reverse comics and games and comics. CJ with a 5, just coming in and say, hell, the Saskas can't wait for Yaira. Yes, it's around the corner, and if you want to meet the Saskas, they will be at MegaCon. So come hang out.
It's gonna be fucking huge.
It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be big league. Trust me on this. You guys are gonna want to be there. So thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. I think I got through all of those. I'm sorry that we didn't get to these until 2.5 hours, but we got through those. Y'all already know what's next on my slate with MegaCon. I'll ask as far as streams and all that shit's concerned, what is anything coming out of pipeline special that you got?
FNT Friday. Afternoon tea with us Sunday and Sunday Fun Day on Sunday. And I'm thinking about if you're going to be interested to do an open playthrough, because I do have one for my members, an open playthrough of Final Fantasy VII Remake leading up to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth at the end of February. So I might go through the whole game again, but live on stream for all.
That would be sick. That would be sick.
I apologize for doing a DSP when Tifa comes.
Things on the whole time, huh?
I regret nothing.
I can see that. Well, you know where to follow as over Hill vs. Babyface on YouTube. He's always streaming, doing something. Myself this week, catch me at MegaCon. I will be there. Probably starting around Friday at some point. You can catch me there, even though I'm not on the schedule. But come meet Mike, myself, Saskas, again, Neurotic team, G&G team. So many others that are going to be there as well. Critical Drinker, Star Wars Theory. It's going to be a great time. So come holler at us there. But that's going to wrap it up. We had a great show, great turnout, by the way. So thank you guys for coming over and showing some love. I want to say I appreciate each and every one of y'all, the support we've got for the show, as well as everything for the Rippaverse, man. Thank you guys so much. We will be back next week. Yeah. Next week on As Channel, as we always do. And it's going to be a fun time. I'm pretty sure maybe we bring back the big six. Something's telling me, man, it's the first of the month soon. Something tells me Max is gonna give us something.
Hold on, I'm gonna use my Professor X. Catastrophic month.
Catastrophic month. I think we're gonna be getting a big sig again very, very soon. So if we do, you're going to want to be there next week on As Channel. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Again, follow us on all of our channels. We love doing this every single Wednesday at 1:30 p.m.
Oh, check out my new video.
Oh yes, and he did drop a video talking about this Witcher That damn thumbnail. The Witcher, this Witcher remake. You guys should go check that out on his channel. It is live right now.
Look at the badges. That's all I'm gonna say. Just look at the badges.
It's so funny. But yes, Super Chat was missed. What are you talking about? Oh, a new one just came in. Intergalactic Pirate Radio says with a 5. Love it, Eric. Keep making superheroes. Keep making superheroes super again. Gotcha. Make superheroes great again. Hashtag Intergalactic Pirate Radio. Free music. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'm glad we can get that. Thanks, Brando, for letting me know that I was missing one. But we're gonna get out of here. We will see you next time at 1:30 p.m. Central over on As channel. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Until next time, though, y'all be easy and yeah, peace out.